comrades, today is April 29, 2026, and the current time is 19:19. Comrades caught participating in the red-blue button discourse will be subject to disciplinary hearings and possible court-martialing. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Hello. Wow, look at this. We're playing a game that doesn't involve killing things, and it's just a very normal, relaxed game where we build funny train networks. That's right, we're playing OpenTTD, a very cool video game. Also, congrats to Goldenrod. Look at that really cool 35 stream watch streak. That's very poggers. I appreciate it. Also, how are you doing, everyone? Hello, Goldenrod and Hayashi and Nymphadave and Xanth and Funbound and Zeoposer, and congrats to Ray for being first. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, fantastic. Cool. Let me find some music to play. I thought I had installed a music pack, but it's not playing. Oh, wait, I think I have to do it this way, right? I think if I press here. Okay, so I downloaded the Toho music pack. I don't think I actually want to use this. Let me see if there's a different set of music that I can use instead. Let's see. I don't think I like any of these. I'll try this. Alright, I think we need to find some I think I need to find a YouTube playlist of music that's not gonna get me copyright struck. Let's do that first before we begin, and then I'm gonna talk about something really dumb and silly that you're gonna understand very, very quickly. Let's see, what do I want to listen to? What is a good video game soundtrack that's not gonna get me smacked around by the powers that be at YouTube? Because YouTube is really the one that I'm a little concerned about. I don't really care about most of the other stuff, but YouTube is very strict with their content regulation nonsense, and it's a little absurd. But let's see, what's a good soundtrack? Let's do trying to think. Yes, it's time for train time. Let's see. Video, Nintendo music, OS, or compilation. No, I definitely can't do Vocaloid stuff. I try not to do any songs that have words in it because I like to be able to think, right? And it's a lot easier for me to think if I don't have lyrics that I'm trying to process at the same time. All right, why don't we do 2000s Nintendo music for when you're missing your childhood home? What about this one? Whatever this one is. I'm looking at the track list, and this is all music from basically modern Nintendo games and not anything older than like the DS era, which is probably a little concerning for me because I'm like, no, for me retro is like when I was a kid, which was the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So the fact that the Wii is considered retro is such a weird thing for me to comprehend. You have no idea. Every time I hear someone say, oh yeah, it's the Wii is retro, I'm like, it's not retro. You can't make me say it's retro. I refuse. I actually know which one you're talking about because I actually listened to the original Bossa Nova medley like a bajillion times. And I used to sing along to it all the time too, but we're not gonna do that today. Also, how are you doing, Greywind? Okay. If you guys don't know what's going on right now, for whatever reason on Twitter, there's like a discourse going on about like a blue-red button. The general shtick of it goes like this. If you press the red button, you will not die. If you press the blue button, you will die unless 50% or more of the total number of people press the blue button. And everyone has to press a button. And I was just like, this is a really dumb conversation. Because I'm like, if there was a good reason to press the blue button, like, oh, maybe, you know, you solve, something happens, right? Then it would make sense. But there's literally no good reason to press the blue button. And I think they were trying to do some kind of way to show, like, oh, you know, it's good to press the blue button because you'll save all the other people who are pressing the blue button. But at the same time, I'm like, who's gonna press the blue button in the first place if there's no good reason to press it? So, I don't know. It's a very interesting conversation that was going on. I was like, okay. It's one of those, it's basically the concept of game theory, where if you press red, nothing happens. If you press blue, you're gambling that that other people are gonna press blue. So, if there was a good reason to press the blue button, I could see maybe why, or a bad reason. I haven't seen the meme, no. Yeah, it was basically an analogy that I think they were trying to be like, you know, you could work for the benefit of everyone, or you could work for the benefit of only yourself. But I think they kind of missed the mark on how they were trying to present the analogy, and that's the whole reason I'm like, this is such a stupid conversation. The fact that I'm even reading this is quite astounding, truly. Anyways, hello everyone. Look at our very cool train network. Isn't it cool? We've got... I don't know what we were doing, but essentially, welcome to our little train network. I think I was cheating in cash because otherwise we are burning through like millions of... We're literally burning through bajillions of dollary dues, as you might have noticed. And so because of that, I am just automatically cheating in cash because unfortunately, it's very hard to make money, surprisingly. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So basically this is a map of Japan and we started on the main island here and we're playing in what is approximately, I believe this is, I want to say this is Nagoya. Let me look at a map of Japan again because I'm like, I always forget like specifically where certain cities are. No, there's no trolleys. We're not pressing any, we're not pulling any levers today. Yeah, so this is approximately where, I think this is Nagoya. So we're starting in approximately where Nagoya is, which is here. This area is approximately Osaka, and then this area is approximately Tokyo. So you might notice it's pretty mountainous, which is kind of crazy. And so what I've been trying to do is slowly building out a fairly decent-sized Shinkansen platform that will expand and go through various parts of the whole area. We've also got some cargo that we are delivering as well as passengers. So that's essentially where we're at. We were playing this last time back in October, so it's been quite some time. How are you doing, Havel? But you might notice like some small cities are now starting to get some things done. Like over here, you've got this city here, Nagoya, which is very tiny. By the way, the cities are not actually where they are supposed to be in real life, so, you know, please ignore that. One thing that would probably make this a little better is if I made the Shinkansen on its like elevated instead of where it is right now, but it's a little too late and I don't want to rework everything. And then we've got small cities like Ashikawa, and then I'm going to try to connect all the small cities together until we make it all the way to, well, all the way to where Tokyo should be. So it's going to be quite a journey. In the meanwhile, we're trying to work on our, well, on all of our little deliveries here, so it's a bit nasty. Enjoy your sleep nap time, Skylet. I hope you are able to relax. So the cities will take some time to grow now that they have the requisite cargo. Shimotsuki here, for example, has the requisite items, but it will just take a while before it ultimately is able to develop. And that's kind of our main thing. Like, the city will grow every X number of days as long as it receives the right amount of stuff. And so that's kind of our biggest goal. Can we get the requisite number of stuff? For example, Kasaoka here, it wants clay, iron, or sand, or scrap metal, and I believe it actually has to get sent into one of these buildings here. I believe Kasaoka Glassworks wants that, or you could deliver to any of these other like different locations and you can start getting things moved around. Now we are delivering things. For example, this here is pulling in fish from the shoals, and then it's processing that beautiful fish into food, I believe, and then that is going to get shipped into the city just like that. In fact, there's two different areas where it can go, so we're trying to make it look a little pretty. It's a little difficult because it's been some time since I used to play a lot of OpenTTD, but I don't play as much anymore. So if you ever wonder why everything looks awful, that's literally the main reason why. It's because I haven't played OpenTTD in like a hot minute. I like the game a lot, but it is a lot to process if you don't know what you're looking at most of the time. My goal is to try to get this city like big and chunky. Shimotsuki is, I think, where we have our HQ here. So if we can get it big, that'd be ideal, but the problem is that there's not really a lot of, well, anything going on in the city. And this city just needs time to grow. And I thought I've changed most of the settings to try to expedite growth, but it doesn't seem like it's really doing that. I've tried to adjust these settings and it's just like not doing anything. So I'm hoping that it will start to kick in a little faster given enough time. I believe it will exponentially grow as well as we get more and more larger cities. And that's why a city like Kasaoka can grow a little faster despite not having as much stuff compared to Shimotsuki, which will take a little bit of time. And we are gridding out the city a little bit as well. And eventually I do want to start setting up like intercity transfers. Like maybe you can have a small one from, you know, like from Kasaoka all the way to Shimotsuki and things like that, instead of having to take this train network. But it's kind of depending on how we can approach this, because there's a lot of different ways to approach such a thing, right? That's really the main thing. Hi, Irish Fighter, how are you doing? Cameron, how was your little fancy game of I assume you were playing some, let's see, I assume you're playing Star Sector, right? And you were fighting, yeah, Ashes of the Domain. There we go. How was it? How was your Star Sector adventures? You arrived looting from the Persei sector. Good. Kill them all. Now let me do the shout out command real quick. Irish Fighter 275. I appreciate the raid. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Oak. I play funny strategy games most of the time, but today we're playing a little bit of a more slower, relaxed adventure with one of my favorite games, OpenTTD, and we're playing on a map of Japan. I am cheating a little bit, just FYI, because making money in this game is very difficult. So if you're wondering if anything ever looks funny, it's because I literally did cheat cash in. So that's where we're at. It's a very simple thing. It's streamer luck during. How much streamer luck are we talking about? How much? While this is going on, I would like to at least expand the road network. I don't know which one of these is correct. I do kind of want to build small highways as well. I think that'd be kind of fun. But for now, let's focus on getting this city up and running. We got to move cargo around as well. Shimotsuki Grand Terminal is going to require things. Clipping Karma is finally caught up with you. What do we mean by clipping Karma? Okay, so these don't have enough passengers to like really justify these existences yet, until we can get these cities big enough too. But it just takes time. It's very slow build up until these cities get bigger. And eventually the other cities over here, like they're not growing right now and they'll need to start growing too. So one small thing at a time as we slowly start to encompass all these different city bits, right? So Nishiyama here, for example, needs fresh fruit or livestock. There is a dairy farm here, and there is a dairy here, which then we can deliver the food here, I think. So it's very small, you know, network here, which I think we just have to try to kickstart the industry. 2 Terran worlds, 3rd very good habitable world, 2 crypto sleepers, multiple UAF keycards you can run. Oh, you got a red keycard, nice. Okay, I'm glad you're playing Ashes of the Domain, because I started playing Ashes of the Domain and I'm like, this is a really cool mod. It's just a lot to process. Yeah, there's not enough citizens in here. We gotta find a way to kickstart these growths a little bit. So if we dump everything in this dairy, I guess we could just make simple roads for this. Oh, look at all these wacky road types I have. That expressway seems very slow. Cash is working complete account overall. Oh, okay, gotcha. Are you testing out the new content for it? I did not know that. That sounds pretty sick, though. I hope you're having fun testing it. Okay, so I need to... This is a... Okay, this needs livestock. This produces livestock. So if we drop it off here... and then we can drop it off in Izumi, which will hopefully get some... I don't know if there's a... Is it even worth putting down... Let's do a simple asphalt road, I think. Improved asphalt? No. Basic asphalt is fine. Trying to think here. Cargo stations is what I'm looking for. Oh, okay, very cool. I'm glad that you're having fun with it. I will experience it, I'm sure, at some point, depending on next time I stream that game. But I'm glad you're having fun. I hope it's a very enjoyable and exciting experience. I think we'll just put a delivery truck, like, right here. Oh, wait. Oh, the food delivery acceptance is only in here. If I put it here... No. I assume it's because there's a general store somewhere nearby here. I think we'll just plop this here. I like the look of that. Okay, so we'll put that there. And then we need to have connections between here and here. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and just kind of loop there. Hello, Bong Bong. How are you? Bug testing stuff. Maybe I should trade playthrough viable, not being a smuggler. Yeah, I've never really tried a trade run before, but I kind of want to give it a shot one day. Yeah. I've never really tried trade, because normally I just go straight for like, well, the best way to trade is to kill everyone who gets in your way. And it's fun up to a point, but, you know, we can't all be war criminals. You know, we all gotta be good individuals at some point. We can't just kill everyone for fun. I feel like it would make more sense to... feel like... wait a second, hold on. This has livestock. Okay, so this one's livestock. So maybe setting up... I think I like the idea of having roads, moving things around. I know it's not the most efficient, but realistically, in this type of distance, you would probably have roads moving product around. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do some asphalt roads, because we're trying to make this look nice and pretty. Made over 100k from 1,000 metals because of a depth. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Well, I'm glad you're making that much money. I can't pull that type of thing off. All right, let's do... no, it's a little... I don't like that. Let's put this here. Thanks, Zoingo. I appreciate it. Yes, keep on wiggling. I appreciate it, Zoingo. How have you been? Welcome to the funny game about... well, you know what this is. You know what this is. It's about cars and stuff. Oh my gosh, my mouse double clicking. Hold on, I need to fix my mouse. There we go. I need to get a new mouse eventually. I don't want to buy a mouse though. I don't like spending money. But anyways, yeah, that sounds insane though. I definitely will need to see how that's been panning out for you, because I've never experienced such a thing before. Okay, so we're gonna just we're gonna adjust some of the terrain here so we can have multiple highways flowing around, I think is my main goal, because this is gonna be a bit of a road-based network to get here. And again, we'll try driving on left, where I think this should be a drive on left society. So we'll try to do that. All right, so start moving some, we're gonna try to move some cargo from here. Oh. And again, I'm going to try to minimize how much I terraform. I generally like to not terraform as much as I can. It's more fun, I think, to build with the terrain whenever you can. Is it efficient? Absolutely not, but it's cool. Oh, nothing goes wrong getting integrated. Oh, congrats. I hope you're finally going to be able to play games properly. Oh, God, they also got Metro. I can't even afford that. I can barely afford this road that I'm trying to build here. What do you mean? I just can't destroy it? Oh, I have to blow it up with a... okay. Okay, so I think what we would realistically do is we would have a bypass, and then we'd have the... I think what we'd do is we'd have the bypass here, and then these can connect out like that? Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then we would just make sure we'd have one-way roads like that, and then this is also a one-way road. Sure. Mod Irish is testing called Theory of Toolbox for Ashes of the Domain. It'll come out next Thursday. Okay, so basically when 0.99 comes out is when it'll be released? Okay. I can understand that. Also, it's supposed to be drive on left, so I actually got this the wrong way. Oh, shoot. How do I fix this? Oh, no! I didn't mean to destroy the road. Okay. How do I... oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. So I wanna make sure this goes the right way. Okay, that way is correct. Okay, so then we gotta build the rest out here. And we'll try again to maybe hook into the road. It probably doesn't actually make that much sense for this small... for a bit of a rural area, probably actually doesn't make sense to do this, now that I think about it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, this doesn't make sense. For this rural type of road network, unless this was like an actual highway, you would not have two separate roads like that. Now, you can still force them to flow into a certain way, which we're going to do. But for the most part, yeah, this does not need to be more complicated than what I'm actually trying to do here. Okay, so then that's connected there, and then we got to hook up here as well. And that should be fine. We'll have multiple ways to grab the goods, and that should be fine. I think. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try this. Okay. But yeah, once I was surprised too, because like when I first started playing Star Sector, I did not want to use that mod because every time I heard about it, I'm like, this mod is a lot. I'm like, I don't know if I actually want to play this because this sounds like it's just too much content. But after playing it, I'm like, you know what? This is fine. Like, this is actually a pretty cool mod. I like it. So I can see the appeal of it. Okay, so we're trying to move livestock. Now, these are all British vehicles, unfortunately, because we don't have anything else. I think we'll just take... Oh my gosh, my ear's like itching really bad. Okay, so I think we'll take the Eddings articulated. Oh, actually, this is really long. Maybe we don't take the articulated. You know, I don't want to listen to Nintendo music anymore. Let's switch something else. Yeah, I mean, I picked it up fairly quickly, but that's because I pick up games relatively fast. Anyways, hydrate? Sure. I have big water here. All right, let's listen to The Sims 3. The Sims actually has one of the best video game soundtracks to ever exist, unironically. It's a shame that The Sims is owned by a company that actively hates its own product. It's an actual literal travesty that The Sims has continued to be owned by... what's it called? By EA. I don't like, EA. EA is awful. What a actual disgusting company that they are. Alright, so we're gonna have them go to Izumi Meadows and then drop off at Izumi Horse Market, which is probably weird to say because it sounds like we're chopping up horses for meat. I'm not even joking. Alright, and then we're just gonna, I don't know, send this off. And then I think we're gonna make it full load. Okay, and then we should probably make sure that this is on a thing that I can track. I guess I'm not caring about all the different road vehicles and where they are, so I'm not organizing that at all. I mean, I think it's just, like, EA is just really bad about it, too. Yeah, EA is, like, probably, like, one of the worst examples of a company that, they just don't care. Let's, I'm gonna clone this vehicle, and then just send that off. And then we're gonna make a new one, which is the Metler Ultra, and then we're gonna have this one have a slightly different order. We're gonna have this one go to Nisa Orchards, and then drop off at Izumi Horse. And then full load it over there, and then we'll make sure we copy that again, and then send these off to go. Okay, and then this will start producing food, and then we have to drop the food off at Izumi itself, so we'll have to, again, build a few more roads. I do want to make the road feel busy, so that's why we're gonna like hook this up like that. I don't think it matters too much. I just want it to look nice and pretty. And then we'll set up I think we'll just do, I'll figure something out. Valve being the only decent company is comedy. It is kind of interesting. I have a lot of friends though which actually don't like Valve at all. But out of all the other companies, Valve is probably the best one. Yeah. I will unironically shill for the Valve controller, and I am actually considering getting one myself. Like, I actually, you have no idea how useful having 4 buttons that you can use your middle and ring finger for, and then the touch pads are so nice to have. It is actually a wonderful option for gaming. So, at least that's my opinion. I'm a bit of a shill for it. We need to transport food. I think we'll take the Meddler Archer is fine. We're gonna have this go from Izumi, and then we're gonna have this go over here. Oh, no wait. Oh shoot, it's articulated. Okay, so it can't go there. So what we have to do is I need to quickly adjust some of this real quick, and then I'm just gonna take this one here. We're gonna rename this Izumi. Road cargo drop. Okay, and then that way I should be able to take this car because it's an articulated vehicle. Go from Izumi Horse Market, full load, drop off at Izumi Cargo Drop, full load. There we go. All right, let's have that go. companies that sometimes late comes to yeah, exactly. My opinion is, listen, you play the game ultimately that you want to play. Like, don't feel like you're required to play like whatever the latest and greatest is. I'm always like, you see what I play, and what I play is basically a lot of like wacky nonsense that is incredibly hyper specific niches, and that's just kind of what I choose. Is this set up correctly? Okay, it is. Okay, so we gotta wait for food. So again, we're not making money. I'm literally cheating in cash because I don't care, and I'm here for the vibes. I cannot remember how to cheat money in though. There's a way to do it. Let's see how to cheat money. OpenTTD, because we're not gonna make money. Okay, so I gotta go open up. I think it's Control Shift C, Control Alt C. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look, unlimited dollary dues. Exactly. That's why I play games like this. Like, this is literally like not exactly prime gaming. This is a game that I like to play, and it's silly and it's fun to me. That's really what it is. You play what you enjoy, and I'm having fun building a small little, you know, rail network that just kind of moves around and does things, right? Oh, if we could get Shimotsuki to grow a little bit bigger. It did actually grow by like another 25 units. You can see that it is growing. If I speed the game up significantly, I think we'll be able to see it grow even faster. But we're not making cash. You might even see that our income is... It's only that because we cheated in like 26 million, or 26 billion yen, but that's a different problem. There we go. So now it's gonna keep doing that entire process, and it will be great. So I saw someone on Discord posted this image, and I hated the image because I was like, this seems painfully accurate to some people here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. Let me download this real quick. I think it was Infinite that posted this, and I was like, I hate this image because I'm not like, I'm not autistic. And if I am, then I never bothered getting tested for or whatever. I don't really care. But I saw this and I'm like, listen here, buddy. I like all of these things. I will not be insulted in this household. Look at that. Technology and machines, sci-fi, military history, photography, plastic model making. I feel like this applies to a little too many people here. And that's the scary part. Because I actually got into photography recently. Like, I bought a camera in March, and I've been using it quite a bit. And it's like, oh my gosh. It's horrifying to think about, but it's true. It's very true. I love all of those things. It's so much fun to think about. Is this not making money? Why do we have all this food? Okay, so hold on. So this is... Oh, is this dropping off? Oh, that's really funny. I think I actually need to expand this. That's so funny. Let's add... Okay, we're just gonna add another station here. I'm just gonna expand this just a little bit like that. Perfect. Just what I want to see. Okay, and then we'll demolish this one real quick. Okay, so you do not appreciate it? I think it applies to a little too many people here, which is the unfortunate and scary part that I think no one wants to talk about. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, this seems a little specific. Yeah, it's very specific to some people. We just don't like talking about how specific it is, because if we talked about it, we'd be like, oh god. I'm so glad that these are all right next to each other. Can I put a fruit drop off here? Can I afford that? Fund a new industry. Cider mill takes fruit, produces alcohol. Can I not make every single one? I thought there was like certain ones that I can use to make, I can consume food. Oh no, I guess it's just cider mills, okay. Okay, so in that case, we may need to set up another train network. This train is not obviously making us any money, because it's waiting for large quantities of food to be delivered, and these can only produce so much. Unless we give them extra supplies, it's gonna take forever to, like, really grow. So... it's a bit of a disaster, but don't worry about it too much. As long as it's growing, that's all I care about. Like, Izumi here is growing slowly now. Oka can't really grow because it doesn't have materials, and Shimotsuki will grow in time. We have hobbies. Okay, here's the thing. Like, I never really understood the super crazy appeal of football, but I do understand the appeal of sports and esports in general, because it's kind of the same way. Like, I like watching professional League of Legends, which sounds really cursed, I know, but it can get incredibly hype if you understand what's happening. And I'm like, okay, this is probably how people who play sports ball feel like when they're watching football or the NFL or anything like that. And everyone's got their own different hobbies that they want to watch, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just pick and choose. Everyone's got different hobbies. I like watching one thing. Someone might like watching another thing. Who cares? Watch what you want to watch. That's ultimately what it is in the end, right? That's ultimately what it is. You just have to decide which one matters the most to you. What can this accept? This thing cannot actually accept food products, which is so funny. Because I think we have to fund a hotel. Can I fund a hotel here? Only one allowed per town, and it's all the way back here. I'm just gonna rename. I don't like this title. We're just gonna call this Shimotsuki Hotel. There we go. Should be able to get that grow. All right, have fun, Jonesy. Hopefully you enjoyed. Come by around in the future if you like. Watching GT races of late, they're kind of like Gran Turismo or like the video game. Because I used to watch a lot of that content too. Because I love, I don't drive Grand Touring. Okay, like I like watching car stuff. Ironically, even though I'm always like, oh, I don't really care that much for cars. I'm like, but you know what? I like watching some car related content. Like it can be fun. It just really depends like what you're into specifically. Okay, so I need to expand the road out here, which I think it's just better to build a bridge now and just get it out of the way. Subway overlap? Oh, wait, what? I've never seen this way. There's so many different bridge options. Wide urban elevator. That's probably correct here. Yeah, I don't know what some of these bridges are either, which is kind of like the other main thing. Like, because I installed a new mod partway through, and I think it changes up like what roads there are. Like, there's a lot more roads here, and it breaks the game a little bit. Just keep that in mind. Because who would have guessed that adding new content in the middle of your, run might break something? I totally would not have foreseen this, but it does look kind of nice. You can add some like nice little road bits and all that jazz. So hopefully we can do that here as well. Just add some nice parks. Even though cars will never go on it, it does look kind of nice. And it will make our beautiful HQ stronger. I have no idea how to make this bigger, by the way. I don't know anything about Terraria. I've said this before, but every time I've tried to play Terraria, my friends would just kind of speed run through the game, and I didn't get a chance to really partake in playing Terraria, and that's why I don't play Terraria. I tried getting into some other similar games, but they're just not for me, and I just never really found them too fun. By the way, take a look at our very cool Shinkansen line here, which is trying its best. We do actually have a Shinkansen, although there's not really a lot of passengers, so this thing is basically a straight money loser. Because again, the cities take forever to grow, and that's kind of my biggest issue here. I'm trying to grow them faster, but it is a very long-term growth thing. And especially once all these cities grow faster, it's because this mod I'm using a mod that tries to make city growing a little different, but I wish I could turn it off. But I don't think you can turn off a game script mid-run. Let me see. Turn off game script OpenTTD. I don't think I can. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. I think there is a way to do this. All right, let's try this, because this is actually annoying me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this over an old save. And I'm going to see if I can fix this real quick. What I'm going to do is we're going to disable... Oh, wrong one. Turn this off. And will that do anything? I need to reload the game. I have no idea if that's doing anything. I might have broken something. Maybe I should have done that. Yeah, I think that might have broken something. Okay. All right, have a good night, Bongbong. I hope you're able to use your cool new computer tomorrow, and you're able to partake in actual gaming with real people. Okay, so I turned off the script, so now these things just require bare bones passenger and mail. So I think once they're a little bigger, I'll turn on the script. But for now, just to get the cities kind of kickstarted in growth, this is what we're gonna do. So you must, for example, feed you must feed the mail. I think these basic trains do carry mail, but there's none that's actually coming out, which is kind of the biggest issue, and that's why we're not able to get anything growing here, because there's just no passengers. So it's a little bit of a problem, but hopefully we can get them growing. Passengers and mail. Also, don't forget to watch this on YouTube too, so that YouTube can pay attention to me. YouTube-sama, please. Let me do the pin. I hope Twitch never catches on that I'm doing this. I don't think they care, but you never know. The powers that be at Twitch can be a little finicky at times, and sometimes it's best not to anger them when they could just ban your existence because they don't like you. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try a different script. Why don't we try out new renewed village growth? Okay. I don't know what Japan does, but we're gonna try this one. Okay, so I'm gonna crank this down to easy mode, and then let's see how this works. I have no idea if this is gonna do anything. So, okay, so here we go. New renewed village grows, changes the way it grows. Cargo's defined. Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Let's let the game run for a little bit. I think it's going to try to recalculate everything. So once the recalculation has gone through, we'll find out, like, what we really need in a second. I think. Okay, so we can see they're not growing because it's not transporting enough passengers and mail out of the town. So despite the fact that I have this entire thing that is trying to move mail and passengers, it's just not. And I don't know why. I think I'm just not producing enough mail, and I don't know how to produce more mail. Now, it is growing slightly, which I appreciate. The small ones especially are beginning to grow a lot more, but I'm trying to figure out how to get mail moving out of these cities, and that's the biggest problem. Maybe what we should try doing is we might set up a small mail capture service. Okay. Let's see. Yes, there's just not enough mail yet. I have an idea. Why don't we customize this a little bit more? Okay. Okay, minimum percentage. So it will always grow even if it's at 0 stuff being pulled out. And let's see how this works. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. By the way, take a look. We should have the AI should also be spawning random traffic, but I haven't seen any random traffic in quite some time. Hello, Prophet, how are you doing? Let's see if they've actually made any vehicles. Street traffic has not made any cars. Interesting. Why? Because they have no money. All right, we're gonna give them like $25 bajillion, and hopefully they can buy some cars and we can watch them have some eye candy vehicles. That's really the main point. This one should be making random cars if the AI works. It might not be working. I don't know. All right, let's see here. So, okay, we're growing now. We are moving things around. Let's start adding. I want to build like a small direct line from, I think, Shimotsuki to Niza over there. Similar to how, if you are familiar with Japanese railroads, the Chuo-Sobu line kind of cuts east to west. I want to see if I can have something that's kind of cutting north to south, Shimotsuki to and Nishinomiya over there, and we can have that as like a separate connection point. I think that might be interesting. I don't know. And then maybe we could have like a single train that goes up to Takamatsu. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but it is an option for us. Especially as these cities are going to get a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to add additional platforms here. Can I add an elevated platform? I don't think I can. Tragically, elevated platforms are not available to us. It's not a game like that. I'm trying to think then. Maybe we don't do that. What if we, instead of we do it as a tram line? You know, a tram line? A suspended monorail? Between here and there? Could be interesting. You have a tram line out of Shimotsuki that leads straight to Niza in Nishinomiya. You know what? I kind of want to try this. This actually sounds kind of sick. How would I design this? Can this build over train? No, so you literally would need to bridge this. Okay, I can see this might be a bit of a problem, so if I want to design it... Oh, but you... Okay, so interesting. So you can still make it a normal road. Okay, I have an idea then. Why don't we... Because I'm trying to future-proof. I think this area is going to get big at some point later, so I want to make sure we have areas to work with later. So why don't we focus on getting the suspended monorail? I could do trams, but suspended monorail sounds cooler. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, so why don't we do... 1, 2, 3, 4 with a concrete viaduct, and then we can... Okay, so then we can break this. There's a building here. Oh, okay. Well, I just destroyed that family's entire housing system, but that's a different problem. Okay. Yes, I also like big floaty things. Isn't it fun to have big floaty thing? The other thing too is I probably want to get the station prepared over here. Yeah, we're gonna get the station ready here. I'm just gonna add additional station platforms. Maybe these don't look the same. Maybe these are a little more not as pretty. And we'll just add it here for now. I think it goes up to about ears. The problem is that these are already in the way, so I need to get rid of these, and then I need to make sure, I think we just buy a bunch of these for future purposes. We'll just get ready for that. Get rid of that sign, and delete this one here. I want to make sure we also... Okay, I see the problem. Because I need to be able to hook this in here. Or actually, no, I don't think I need to. This is actually fine. Yeah, that's okay. We'll make that work. I've never really built with the suspended monorail, so this is a little bit new to me, so that's why I'm like, okay, how do I make this work? Like, we also need to put a station down, waypoints, all that jazz. It's gonna be mostly passengers. Oh, you can make it look like a city. Ooh. We can even hook it into here. I wonder if these can act as terminuses. I actually don't know. Let's see. Can I make these a terminus? If so, that'd probably make this a lot easier. The other problem is I don't know how long a monorail is. Like one of these monorail cars. That is actually a problem. Okay, so what if we expand it like here? So I'm gonna hook this into Nishinomiya, and then let's just hook in like that. And let's try putting down a depot. I think this is the one I want. So at least I know it works, right? So I can put this here. So what do these actually look like? Okay, so the Shonen monorail 300 or the 400. These are actually really high capacity. Oh, these are actually like super comically high capacity. And it seems to be out of 2 tiles. As long as you have 2 tiles, you're fine. Okay, so in that case, why don't we finish building the rest of the monorail? And then eventually, hopefully, the road will build naturally following it. Okay, so it is not, okay, so it only goes direct right angles. You know what I kind of want to do? Can I found a town, like, right here? if I build a town right here, and then I can cut the... Yeah, wait, hold on. I'll try this. I'm gonna name this... I need a good Japanese sounding name for a city. What's a good sounding name? Because I don't want to use a real name, because it might already be in the name list here. I'm trying to think of a good sounding name. What's a name that I've used before in any of my stuff? Yamato? Okay, Yamato's fine. Yeah. Alright, we'll see. Can I build a city right here? Oh, fantastic. Okay, cool. So, Yamato is connected to the other cities by a central monorail system, and this is the only way that they're able to access the main system. So I could add a very simple platform that looks like this. And that's how they get at. Yeah, so you just have this giant monorail. It's right next to this ancient tower, like that. Beautiful. I don't know how realistic this is, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it. I think it's kind of neat. Because again, I'm just burning money anyways. I don't really care. Okay, and then I need to... I think we'll have it loop through... we'll have it loop through Kasaoka. And then terminate around Shimotsuki Grand Central over here. And we'll need to set up another area for the drop-off, which thankfully we can just connect it into the main network like this. Perfect. And then we just need to build... God, there's so many buttons. I have a bajillion buttons to click through. Isn't it crazy? Anyways, how are you doing, Kefir? Hopefully you're having a fun evening. Let's see. I think these do act like trams, where it is like a... It terminates no matter what. Or, yeah. Interesting. I think these actually... I think these actually double as train station... Or as, car drop-offs, too, which is interesting. Okay, so let's see if I do this right. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna have it go from... Oh, shoot, I forgot to build one more. I think I'm missing a little bit more station here. I think I can just put it... Oh, okay, I see what's going on. There we go. Okay, so Kasaoka got transformed into this one, which is fine. So it does basically act as a bus route. Yeah, so trams are... These are basically bus routes. So they will get interrupted by the other actual bus network, I think. Let's see. Go, my beautiful tram. Here's EP. Welcome, then, EP. I hope you are able to find peace in your EP-ness. Okay, so there we go. It arrived. Okay, there's the tram. It's moving. Okay, or the thingy. What are we calling it? The monorail. It's moving. Beautiful. Okay, it is a little slow, moving at 75 kilometers an hour, but that's fine. And it turned around for some reason. Why? Why did you loop around? Oh, I see. These actually do need to follow a road. Because it is, for all intents and purposes, a road vehicle. So that is kind of an annoying limitation. It's not a true suspended monorail. It's just kind of pretending to be a bus that's in the air, which I guess can be kind of cool. Oh wow, that is a little unfortunate. It's a little tragic. Or is it just broke? What is happening? Why are you freaking out now? What is going on? Is there something broken with this intersection? What is going on? What is going on here? Let's rebuild. I have no idea why it's breaking. Okay, now it's working. Okay. That was weird. Okay. Okay, it just keeps breaking and I don't know why. Okay. I think there's a break in the road network. Okay, it's fine now. Okay, beautiful. So we have a suspended monorail that's slowly moving between the two here, and it's gonna just move passengers back and forth. I'm not sure how useful this thing will be, but it can carry up to 201, and it's carrying a lot actually. It's basically a direct line from Nishinomiya all the way to Shimotsuki down here. This thing has frozen, and I don't know why. It cannot find its destination. Waiting for free path. Where are you trying to go, buddy? Why did all my trains break? Hello? Load any cargo, Shimotsuki. Okay, wait, hold on. What does this train do? Okay, this train is trying to go to Shimotsuki Grand, and now Shibata should be the full load. Where's Shibata? Okay, it's trying to go there. What do you mean it's the rail network broke? Unless... Is there a train in the way here? No. What did I do wrong? I feel like every time I play this game, like I'm learning a little bit more about train. Okay, just skip. Go to Shibata. Just figure it out. We'll figure this out. Slowly but surely, our beautiful network will come together. The city is growing, which is fantastic. That's all I care about at this point. And then we can continue to build our great path over here. We're going to follow through and try to get to Ichikawa, which is all the way over there. So unlike in real life when the Shinkansen would go over the train or over the roads, we're doing the exact opposite, and the Shinkansen will be on the ground level because I'm too lazy to redo everything. I'm already kind of committed to this. So let's start figuring out how we're going to connect the main network. So I think we realistically would try to cut through over here and then loop around the water feature around here, right? And then we can basically straight shot to Ichikawa and then probably set up the station somewhere around, probably near the hotel would be the most realistic thing to do. So why don't we set that up? Modular. Ooh. Yeah, because Ichikawa is a very small station. It's not a very big one. It's very tiny. So this one probably isn't going to have much. In fact, I think in real life, you probably wouldn't give a station like this something so grand. But for this run, because we're just trying to do something silly, I think it's okay. So we'll give it a more rural vibe. I think these are... How big are these stations? 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, so it's a 7 length. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll set up near the hotel. I think that's about right. Yeah, so we'll do 1, 2, and then we have to just build the rest of the road network. I hope this part doesn't bore people. I know building rail networks is never the most, exciting of things to do, but I think it's at least a fun little bit of variety from the usual, wanton violence that we're doing on stream most of the time. Because you might have noticed that we play a lot of very kill things video games, right? I like those types of games too, but I have been having a hankering for, the more relaxed tycoon experience as of late. Oh, right, I forgot this is technically. Shoot, I know what I messed up here. We're gonna have to do the crossover switch over here because of how I set this up, which is to say not very good. But that's fine. Okay, so now we need to find a way to, again, bridge this together. Poking things in the background. I'm glad you're at least having fun poking things, and hopefully you're able to relax from your nasty schoolwork, which I assume was very, very rough. Where do I put the tunnel? I guess that'll be our Shinkansen tunnel. Oh, jeez, that's not ideal. Because you almost have to, hook in, this early. That's a little too... Yeah, that's too far. I blow up those tunnels. Let's see. Why don't we move backward? Let's work backwards, I think is the best way to do this. So I need to build a tunnel. I can reach all the way to the other side. I'm trying to minimize height variance as much as I can and trying to keep it as close to sea level as I can to minimize speed discrepancies. If we go here, we could probably then loop around, or we could try to cut right through the water with bridges, which I guess would be fine. I think trying to work around the water feature would make a little bit more sense, but I think realistically... just trying to think how you'd even approach that. Okay, I have an idea. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping to make this work. So this needs to be trimmed down. Okay, so now there's a proper exit point. We'll trim that out. And this one needs to be balanced with the other one. So expand here. We can put the tunnel. Beautiful. All right, I need a different set of music. I can only listen to Sims music for so long before I want to actually play The Sims. I still think The Sims is one of the most tragic franchises. Maxis, it just sucks to be Maxis. They shut down the Sims franchise, like the Sims, anything that doesn't work on the main Sims line. Like, they used to make, in Max's heyday, they used to make so many different Sims titles. You had Sim Earth, Sim Ant, Sim Tower, what are the A-Train one, which was technically a bunch of, they were basically a bunch of Japanese games that they had rebranded under a Sims logo and called it a day. There were so many like weird toy box titles that they used to make, and then they stopped doing them because they got bought up by EA because they were running into like a lot of financial difficulties. Yeah, Maxis used to run into financial difficulties. They sold their soul to EA. So it's a little tragic, but that's the story of EA and Maxis. I hate what EA's done, but what are you gonna do? All right. It's time for go setting. Okay, yeah. Get some. You gotta relax. Enjoy some nice chill times. And my mouse is freaking out again. That's fine. Let's see here. Okay, so the problem is I need to find a way to loop this out into. So I think the problem is this is going to slow the train down significantly if we try to do this, but I think it's fine. I want to do this for my own nefarious purposes of making this look cool. So we'll need to even this out here, and then should be able to just kind of cut through here a little bit. We'll just flatten like that, and then we can do that. I kind of want to go to Farmer's Market again. I like Farmer's Markets. Mostly because have you ever seen the amount of food you can get at Farmer's Markets? There are so many different options that people come up with that... I remember there was a Farmer's Market I went to one time. I didn't buy any then because I didn't have a way to bring it home with me. But they sold all these frozen pot pies. And they were like big pot pies too, like $10 a pop. And I was like, man, I kind of want to buy one. But unfortunately, it didn't make any sense for me to actually buy it then and there. But I told myself if I ever get that opportunity again, I really want to buy pot pies from a farmer's market. I feel like people who are making pot pies at a farmer's market, you know you can trust them. You know they're putting their soul into those pot pies. I don't know why I like pot pies so much. There's like a certain subset of foods that I'm just like addicted to, and pot pies are probably one of those types of dishes. Probably because it's very salty and yummy and gravy filled and that type of thing. Oh my gosh, this is probably the most annoying section of the Shinkansen I have to build out. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We gotta do this. We gotta connect the small cities. I will not leave a small city unconnected. Everyone must be part of the greater network. Okay, you got full health. Let us bunch on $5 out there. Stuff like that. Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of crazy. I've seen the prices of that stuff too, yeah. Okay, so that's a more civilian. We probably could upgrade the trains. Like, this is ready to get to be a big city. Just needs some time. Yeah. Surprisingly, this is working out well, which I'm very happy about. I think we're actually net positive now. Wow, yeah, actually, aside from the small bit of cheating, we're actually making... Actually, no, we're still losing a lot of money. Yeah, we're burning through cash like crazy. That's okay. But yeah. All right, time for the professor's first annual farmer's market experience. Time to, you all need to bring something to the farmer's market and tell me what it is that you're offering to the great people of your institute. What will you contribute? Okay, so now I need to find a way to hook up from here to here. Now, it actually does go down, which is interesting. Or does it? Can I actually tunnel through this? The answer is yes, I actually can tunnel through this. Can I? Is this one big building? Can't go to the metalworks. Okay, here's my plan. I'm gonna tunnel straight in between here. And then I need to adjust this again. I love landscaping when I'm trying to not landscape as much. Okay, so then we can hook this up here, right? Tunnel? Beautiful. And then that just has to get hooked in. And then hopefully this is not going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I can see it already. I can feel it in my bones. Okay, perfect. Okay, so there's that connection. It's all just failed experiment. Yeah, it's all the failed crop growth experiments. Yeah, so we tried to make this... we tried to make this creature, you know, output a lot of food. It may have accidentally caused a bit of an explosion. The growth formula gamma that we injected into it may or may not have increased its aggression levels and, you know, just minor problems. It's not a big deal. It's only a problem if you want it to be a problem. Okay, yeah, that's probably fine. I think that's okay. Actually, no, this should be... These are a little more remote. Which is the most remote-y looking one? I guess for a Shinkansen, you probably want to have a nicer one, realistically. So you'd probably dump something like the, I guess the concrete viaduct is probably the most logical one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then we gotta hook these in. And then this also needs to get hooked in like that. And then I gotta eventually... what's the word I'm thinking of? I gotta find a way to... We gotta signal the whole thing. Alright, now we gotta signal everything. So this is gonna be the more fun part. Okay. Signal, signal, and then I think we're on a drive left. So we're going to just... Ding! And then we're gonna go back to the other side, and we're gonna go... Oh shoot, I forgot to do this. So I'm gonna go here. Like that. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna go bang. Bing, bang, bong. Alright. And then we gotta go adjust all the orders for the Shinkansen, which, again, produces literally no funds. This thing is a giant waste of money. Alright, so now, after Ashikawa North, I wanted to go add, Ishikawa. Okay. So Nagoya... Okay, so let me look at this real fast. So Nagoya North is implicit for some reason. Don't really need the implicit order anymore. Let's get rid of that. Okay, there we go. So we know the loop works. And it just kind of stops at every stop on the way anyways, and that should be fine. All right, fantastic. How do you make a watermelon-sized potato? You can do all sorts of things to make potatoes. I've seen, like, it's very interesting reading, like, all those, you know, massive crop growth contests. Apparently they have to actually crack open a lot of those crops to make sure that people aren't cheating. Because apparently rampant cheating in the giant crop contest is actually a fairly significant problem that they have to keep contending with, and I think that's hilarious. Let's see, we're gonna turn this on. I want this thing turned on. What am I doing this? I'm never doing this in work to the Soviet Republic. I'm bad at WSR. This should start making eye candy traffic, but it's not. And that's the part that annoys me. I would like to see more eye candy traffic. Whatever. As long as these are growing bit by bit. The city of Yamato is growing slowly. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. It's not really getting all the stuff that we need. But thankfully, Nishinomiya and Izumi are both getting fairly sizable. You can actually tell it's growing because take a look at the roads. Once the roads start becoming, you know, having road signs, that's a good sign. So we just gotta give it some time to eventually get better. And we can also make expressways and all these other cool ones. Catenary streets, primary streets, secondaries, all this stuff that costs money and things that I don't want to spend cash on. We can also make cool avenues. For example, Let's see here. I could make this area... Actually, no, I kind of like how this looks. Look at that thing. There is some beautiful castles here. And it's all serviced by this singular monorail, which currently carries 0 passengers. It's actually picking it only up from Yamato right now and dropping them off wherever they need to go. Alright, let's make sure these are also working fine. So this is at least transporting food. Where is the food ultimately going? Is it actually going to Izumi? It does accept food. I believe there is a grocery store here. Yeah, the general store here is what's accepting all the food. Okay. I need to use the restroom. So what I'm going to do, because I've already been playing for about an hour, is I'm going to let the game run at max speed. And you can gawk at this area while I return. And hopefully nothing bad happens. I'll be right back. Okay, maybe we don't do that, because apparently there's going to be a bajillion pop-ups the whole time, so I guess we'll just do speed 1. I'll be right back. I'm trying to find new music, and by God, why is everything just like super, what's the word I'm thinking of? Just like makes you go to sleep music. Why is every like cozy city builder soundtrack just the same? SimCity 3000 again. We're listening to this again. See, the thing is, I never got into rock music. I had a lot of my friends that really, really love rock music, but for me, I just couldn't get into it. It was just not my type of vibe, quite frankly. I'm very much I prefer to have more relaxed vibe music as I play video games and whatnot, because it's just what I enjoy. And nothing particularly wrong with that. It's just kind of interesting way to see things, I guess. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to play Rock Band if, you know, the time calls, but I've done that before. My friends really enjoy Rock Band, and when they call, I answer, and I will partake in the wacky-tacky adventures of that. What is going on with this train? Is this thing waiting for something? It's waiting for food, isn't it? Oh, that's right, because there's not enough food coming in here. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because these things can't produce enough food. We will need to send them farm supplies. I do not know where we're gonna get some farm supplies, unfortunately. Farm supplies are needed to improve their capacity. To get farm supplies, you need a farm supply factory. To get a farm supply factory, you need a... Okay, I need to find where this is. I wasn't gonna talk about... Oh, there was something I was gonna talk about, and it has slipped my mind. It was something to do with video games, I swear. Video game companies, that's right, because I don't know if anyone pays attention to this, but apparently Sony was like, hey, you know how companies have like this annoying DRM thing where it's like, oh, you want to be able to play your games while offline? That's fine, but now you're gonna have to pay, well, lots and lots of money, or you have to log in once a month now to be able to play your game. And I was like, that seems really dumb in a way. If you don't know what that means, it's basically the new requirement that Sony has, is that if you want to keep playing any game you buy after a certain date, you have to log in every 30 days or your games just stop working. And I'm like, that seems very inappropriate, I would say, for a company to do. I do not know which one of these things produces... Is it ports? I think it's ports. Oh, it is ports. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, the only way to get the parts that I need is from this port, which is all the way down here, and then find a way to bring it all the way up there. And then they can take the port stuff, and then they can, I don't know, drag it over to... Trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. This is kind of annoying. I think the way to do this is I need to adjust how this is set up, and then build 2 rail, and then I could probably just... Oh wait, what am I doing? Boats exist. Why am I making this harder for myself? I forgot. We're an island nation. Why don't I just use boats? I feel like I'm making this way more difficult than it needs to be. All right, let's make this less ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a port here, attach it to the horse market, which would be fine, and then we're going to add we're gonna make some eye candy for the station, make it look pretty. Let's see. You might as well make it look pretty. Why just rely on ugly looking designs, right? We're a civilized society. Cargo stations, here we go. So then I'm gonna add, let's see here, why don't we add in some why don't we add a few of these warehouses? I think would be fine. Yeah, I think adding warehouses is okay. We'll just add a couple of these bad boys like here, because again, these are primarily just designed for aesthetic purposes, and throw in maybe some of these blank slabs. Just like that. And then, as long as it hooks up to the rail yard like that, okay, perfect. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, and apparently one of these trains is lost. I don't know why this train's perpetually lost. You can just turn around, dude. This one is definitely struggling. I don't know why this one is struggling to go where it needs to go. Very odd. Okay, and then the whole goal, and the reason I built that, is because I need to find where my boat depot is. And we're gonna try to haul farm supplies. Whatever's fast and not... Oh gosh, our hydrofoils. I don't need anything that's... Oh my gosh, some of these are designed in 1850. Wow, these are expensive. Why am I still allowed to build paddle steamers? It's 1986. Who's building paddles? Who's using paddle steamers in 1986? Sort by max speed. Let's do that. Let's see what the fastest thing we can build is. Ah, yes, the Oshima Freight Hovercraft. Because we need hovercrafts, I guess. You know what? Sure, I will build a hovercraft. That sounds hilarious. We'll build this one, yeah, the Oshima Freight Hovercraft. All right, buy this one for farm supplies. It's gonna go to this port here. You can't just direct it to the port. Okay, so you actually need to build the actual dock. Okay. And then we're gonna have it go from Toyokawa waterside all the way to... Here, actually, wait a second. I just realized this is kind of crazy. Because not only can we move in... We can move farm supplies, we can also move all the other engineering supplies too, which would be kind of useful for expanding our production capacity. I think that'll be our next goal. We'll need to have some way to move things around. So let's see if we can... I want to see how this boat works first. It's a little slow. I also want to make sure it's full load when it arrives. So at water slide, I want you to full load, and then we'll full drop at horse market. It should be okay. We're going to use it as a transfer station, essentially. All right, so now it's waiting for those farm supplies to get on in. All right, we've now established a new Shinkansen 100 series, which max speed of 221. What's our current max speed for our current Shinkansen line? It's probably not that fast, right? We have a single one that is a... It's not the same. What is this thing? I don't think it's a 0 series versus the 100 series. So basically about the same speed. The horsepower, I think, is slightly higher, right? I don't think we need an upgrade. Nah, we don't need the brand new model. We're gonna let these current models run into the dirt before we decide that we need something new. I'm gonna hope that this works. In the meanwhile, is these growing? Yes, slowly but surely. You know what? I have a better idea. Just let it run, I guess. I don't wanna overthink this. Okay. So now that we have farm supplies, we're gonna find a way to bring it over to these various 16 crates at a time, but I cannot just... Wait, I have an idea. Where's the car? Alright, I'm gonna do farm supplies. Oh, wrong cargo. We'll do one train each. So why don't we take the... It needs 16, so a Hereford Bull. It's probably okay. Okay, and then we're gonna have it go from here to here, and we'll do full load here, and then we'll send that off. And then we'll buy another one. And basically do the same thing, because as long as it gets a full load, that's all that matters. Oh, can't go there. Oh, it can't go to any of these. Got it, because it has to be... It's the articulation. It doesn't like the articulation. Okay. We may need to redesign this. I just realized how bad these station designs are. I'm not very good at designing stations, I think. And then go here, and then we can do a full load here, and then send it off. Let's see how it pans out. There should be enough space to do this. I can always expand this if I need to. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. Yep. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. Because now we gotta wait for the boat to come in. We might need a second boat. The fact that it is actually hauling things. Now, if we can get goods here, we can actually make it go faster. It needs China clay. What in the world is China clay? I don't know. Let's find out. What the heck is China clay? I assume it's from a clay pit. Okay, there's a couple of clay pits over here. Okay, so you could just... we could probably just set up a freight system back and forth. Okay, so it's a little self-feeding, but it will allow us to make even more production as long as it receives enough. So I think we will make another freighter. I could just make a train, but with how much waterways are everywhere, I think this might be one of those weird situations where it is actually more prudent to build a dock. Yeah, and then we're gonna just make this a little nicer because why not? Let's see, gonna add another dock point here. Hook it up there. I do kind of want to try making, again, the stations look pretty, because I think very seldom do I actually get around to doing this. So, for example, oh yeah, these are part of the same thing, and then now I can build it together, just like that, add a few warehouses. Oh, these are cold, so let's add some of these. Yeah. Because now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go, what is this thing? This one wants milk, I don't have milk for it. This one's gonna be a little bit of a heavier freighter. And we need to haul over China clay. I don't want to have one of the really big ones though, because oh gosh, these things are expensive to operate. Some of these are unnecessarily large. I think we can get away with the, I want to say the Eddystone tanker has 110. How much does it need for max bonus speed? 640. These all carry way more than that, which is kind of the problem too. I definitely don't need the third, I need the big one. This Tauros freighter I think is fine. 640. What if we just do two smaller ones? Two Eddystone or two Whetstone tankers is probably okay, yeah. And then we'll have this go from here to here, and then we can do a full drop. So I think what we do is at the water side we refit. Oh no, I can't. Okay, so just fine. And then so we full load at the water side. No, full load here. Okay. This is so janky. Like, I am so sorry if you're watching the worst gameplay you've ever seen as we continue to burn through our entire funding supply because we are going to be broke. On the other hand, the fact that we're moving at least products around, which is kind of nice, and, you know, our wonderful boats are continuing to do their job, which is grab all the clay here. You can see that it's actually functioning now. This beautiful little clay pit, it'll go faster. And I think here too, these are enhanced now because they're receiving enough product. You can see right here the sheer amount of product now that the food production is increased, especially the milk. Yeah, as long as we're getting all the milk that we need. The problem is that I don't know what to do with all the fruit. Now, we could turn the fruit into alcohol. There is a alcohol production facility, a cider mill up there, so we could just drive it up there if we really wanted to. And then bring it back down here to the horse market. And then it can figure out what it wants to do. This train is perpetually stuck, and I don't know what to do. I have no idea what it's like looking for. I think it's looking for food. To then drop it off at Shibata, which is all the way over there. Which is weird, because I don't think it really needs to. Let's see, are these making money yet? Nope. Still not enough passengers at the stations. Which is incredibly frustrating. The only way to make them grow faster is you have more. I'm just gonna let the game run on like max speed for a bit. And we'll see if this goes a little faster. We could also try to start developing one of these other smaller areas with perhaps planes would not be a terrible choice. But I'm not sure if I want to do planes quite yet. This is perpetually stuck. Okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. Why are these getting stuck all the time? I think I'm about to see a crash. You know what? I'm gonna have this return to base. I think this one is just causing problems. I'd rather just return it and I'll figure out what to do with it later. It does not know what it wants to do. Oh my god. Alright, and then we're just gonna pretend this doesn't exist. We're just gonna get rid of you. I don't want to figure that out. Okay. So far, so good. But you can see that this is all getting overloaded. It's the ones that... the problem is I don't know how to make it use all sides. Is there a way to make this use all sides? Let me see. What's the game called again? Ability to use both sides of... What's it called? Station. Of cargo station. Let's see. One way. Okay, so I'm probably not, because it's a little difficult. Unless... I think the way I'm doing this has been wrong. Oh, here we go. So if I make these a one-way... Okay, so we gotta get rid of that vehicle. Once that's gone, we can make... Now it's using both sides, which is what I've been wanting it to do. Okay, so as long... There we go. So now we're just gonna make this go both ways. Perfect. Okay, so that should mean that all sides of that is being used. Now I just have to repeat that process for a bunch of these. Yeah, surprisingly, that's actually not that difficult. I was messing up how to do this correctly. Okay. How do we do the rest of this? Hello, Bong Bong. Welcome back. The cities are growing, slowly but surely. We're getting a little bit of production going, if that's what you're curious about. This entire area is a disaster. I might actually build a second Shinkansen train just for the heck of it. Because at least it is moving around. Oh gosh, it's getting slowed down pretty badly. Every turn just kills the max speed. Your Twitch Turbo ends today. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're able to find a solution to your Twitch Turbo problems. Okay, so the problem here is this section of the rail... So, okay, so if you do change the elevation of the Shinkansen, it is just going to cause problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this river section a little bit like this so that I can add a very clean bridge that's at same height, at grade bridge. Just like that. That way, there is literally zero breakage, and we can continue on our merry way. Okay, fantastic. Let's just add the rest of these. I just realized that the other side does not actually have all of those for some reason. Why not? Oh my goodness, I messed up badly here. Okay, I need... No, wrong one. I need this one. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, good. We're good to go. Alright. So now... That one should be working fine. It doesn't like the turns, but you know what? Things have to get turned no matter what. Actually... I want to build... another one of those. Where is my current... train? Okay, so here's this one. We could upgrade this. Let's see. What are my options here? JR West is still burning cash. We have access to 200 series now. 200 series versus the 0 series. It's higher. It's faster. Shark Nose is built after 1990. We're not building it after 1990s, so that's fine. I think we just upgrade them. Yeah, I think we just upgrade. How do I do a mass upgrade? It's actually not that old either, which is kind of the problem too. Replace vehicles. Replace the Tokaido Shinkansen with the 200 series Shinkansen. And start replacing it. So it's gonna go into a station to replace itself the next time it gets a chance. It just saw it. Okay, so now it is the upgraded variant. This is now a 200 series. And I could probably build... I would like another copy of this thing. So how do I make... I'm trying to remember how to make a copy of this. I think I have to go find the station for this. Do you think it's worth it to have your Twitch Turbo. Every time I see people with Twitch Turbo, it's like, okay, I'm glad you're having fun with it, but then I see the cost of this thing, I'm like, ooh, is it really worth? I don't know. Alright, there we go. Send off that boy. Because again, we're kind of just cheating our money into infinity because I don't care at this point. I'm just here to make a nice looking design. Wait, I could just turn on infinite money. I feel like I should just turn on infinite money. We can still see if our network is earning cash, but at the very least I can make this infinite now, which is fantastic. You know, sessions where you can use it. Oh, you know what? That's fair. If you're watching a lot of Twitch, I can see why. I don't watch that much Twitch, so for me, something like that is not super useful, but for someone like you, it could be useful. You watch like a bajillion streamers and mod for a ton of them. I think for you, legitimately having Turbo makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, the amount of money you would spend on Twitch subs would be insane, right? Just so you don't have to see ads all the time. Like, I could see that in your use case, actually, that is super relevant. Okay, so that actually is making cash now, which is great. Can I make more money off any of these? So some of these are making money, but the running cost is still too high. Surprisingly, it seems like the main route is they want to go to Yamato and Kaasaoka. So I know I just saw something take a lot of passengers up. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I will temporarily disable this script again. If I turn it off, though, it's going to cause problems. Maybe I just leave it running. Josuke actually does need raw food now, which thankfully it is receiving a metric ton of raw food. So it's getting everything it needs. I'm just going to speed the game up. I watch a lot of streams, so having Turbo cut the cost ad-free everywhere. I mean, that's true, too. Because a lot of Twitch ad killers just don't work anymore for some reason. A lot of my Twitch ad killers just stopped working, and it's super annoying. Like, it actually annoys me. Okay, so then we need to move engineering crates from here to that clay pit. Okay, so why don't we build another boat? Okay, so I need a new ship that hauls engineering supplies. I don't like most of these, unfortunately. Maybe we'll do the Kwangtung freighter. How much does it need per period to go fast? 16? I think this one's fine. Okay, so we'll go from here to here, and I want it to full load, and let's go. That'll increase the... Basically, by adding engineering supplies from this one to this one, this will make more clay, which will fill up this ship even faster, which will then allow this to make even more farm supplies, which can then be brought over here, and then those farm supplies can be distributed as necessary to the rest of the network. Gotcha. Well, at least I'm glad you're here and you're enjoying your time. I don't care if people use ad blockers. I've always been a big proponent of ad blockers. I use ad blockers on my phone for everything too, so I don't ever have to watch an ad on YouTube. I don't have any orders. What is this thing? Wait, did I buy a second one by accident? Oh, okay, I did. Let's go from Toyokawa to Bina, and then same thing, full load, and then go. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of ad blockers, so don't worry. I understand the pain and suffering that the average person goes through. Ad blockers are a necessary evil. You ever try what? You ever... It's really funny. So I've seen some of my older coworkers use web browsers without ad blockers. You don't realize just how like unbearably painful the internet is without an ad blocker. Like, it seems like everything just wants your soul. And it's just awful. It just sucks. Like, it's just everything needs, like... Imagine opening up a website. Like, Wikia is probably like, or what is it called now? Fandom is probably like one of the worst offenders of this, where you open a single page to like read an article, and half the page is riddled in ads. You look at NBC or any other major news website, it's also the same thing. just clicking a single thing, bajillion ads. You will not be able to escape the ads, and your entire feed is inundated with your entire, like, whatever you're reading is just ads, 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 and it just sucks. It's impossible to read anything, and it sucks. These aren't auto-separated. They need to auto-separate. They're just kind of, like, all flowing together for some reason. Here we go. Shimotsuki has finally broken the 1,000 barrier. Fantastic. Okay, so now we need to get China, clay, coal, iron ore, sand, or scrap metal into any of the Shimotsuki production lines. Now, there is a steel mill here, so I think that's what it's looking for. So I need to find a way to haul over those materials to this station specifically. I don't know how to do this. It needs coal, iron ore, and scrap. Now, thankfully, there is actually coal here. I could probably just haul it over with a car. Because I'm not going to get scrap out of any of this, I think. Coal, scrap metal, iron ore. I don't think any of these are... There is an iron ore, so what if we... I don't want to build like an industrial hub in the center of my city area. That's the problem. I don't want it. That looks ugly. I don't want to do that. But it might be a necessary evil at this point. I also don't think it makes sense to have... Yeah, you want to keep your industry grade separated from your city production. Because I want to get the iron and coal brought over here. So there is a rail network we could kind of hijack. So that might actually be what we have to do. We have to probably hijack this network and then... And then I have to build a proper intersection, like a proper train interchange here. I think I have no choice. That's the only way to make this grow faster. Windows 11 ads. Oh, yeah, no, Windows is really bad about this. I think it's actually ridiculous that something like... Hold on. Yeah, no, I'm of the opinion that it's a little ridiculous that Windows is like, oh, yeah, we're gonna put ads in your operating system. I'm like, you should not be putting ads in my operating system. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't like any of these. What was I using here? Narrow gauge concrete ties, okay. Can I have a single station capture all this? Actually, hold on. I can have it capture all three of these. That'd be kind of nutty. Yeah, let's try that. Why don't we try capturing all of these? We'll do an asphalt platform because this is a little more centralized. We'll do... What's our station length for cargo? 7? Okay, so we are just doing 7 length everything. Okay. So if we do this, we can grab milk. Okay, that might be fine. I'm gonna see how this pans out. I don't like doing this, but I'm gonna try. Hello, Zero. How are you doing, comrade? Okay, but then I need to figure out how I'm gonna put a station here. I don't have an easy way to put a station here. It's like the biggest problem because there's like no room. I basically have to redesign a lot of this interchange so that things aren't just getting... God, who's ready to see some spaghetti? You like spaghetti? You like spaghetti? I'm about to show you some really nasty spaghetti. Oh yeah, it's gonna be some really bad spaghetti. Okay, let's try this. So, okay, so I think what we're gonna do here and here. And then I need to demolish this section of the station like that. Okay, so Shimotsuki furnace. Okay, then I need to find a way to hook into there. Meanwhile, busy getting with requirements. What do you mean getting busy with requirements? What kind of requirements are we talking about? What is this using? Narrow urban? This is narrow urban. Oh! Wait, are you playing for college? Oh. All I can say is good luck. Applying for college is one of the most painful experiences anyone can ever go through. I pray for your soul and that you're not going to be suffering that badly. But let's be real. Applying for college is going to be painful no matter how you spin it. So all I can do is hope that you do your best and you're not going to suffer that much. Yeah, so I assume you're applying for your undergraduate. Hopefully you've picked a program that's not going to drive your parents crazy. Uh-oh. I'm losing YouTube connection. Okay, that should be fine. I think this is an okay connection. I probably didn't need like a double line, but I normally like doing double lines no matter what. We'll actually give this room to expand. Again, we'll do narrow urbans for these for the time being. It'll be okay. Required exams for... Oh, wait. A required math exam for a college application? Jeez, it's not like AP. So you're not doing like AP, are you? Okay, so I think how do we do this? Okay, so I think okay, I have an idea. I think this is the way we're gonna do this. I don't know what TSI is. That might be a thing that wasn't around when I was doing college. Okay, so then I'm gonna quickly cut this in half here, and I'm just gonna put a quick bridge across. Oh yeah, that's some spaghetti, all right. All right, the spaghetti's going strong. And then we gotta find a way to hook this in together. Okay, so then that should be fine. So then we'll do signal, signal, and then we can go... signal this way, and then we can signal the other way, and then I can get things to the furnace, and the furnace will produce steel, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the steel, but at least we can get this working. So I need to put a train cargo station somewhere here as well. We'll plug one of these in, I don't know. One over here for now until I figure out what I'm gonna do with this. Hello, Steve. It's Margaret exam Texas. Oh, wait, really? I didn't realize Texas had college exams like that. Goodness gracious. That sounds kind of awful, not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm here to haul iron ore. I do not need I need okay, so I need an engine that doesn't haul passengers, which is the hard part, because everything here basically wants to haul passengers. Oh, here we go. So I could use one of these. Okay, so which one of these freight trains do I want to use? Oh, there's even sub-variants as well. I'm not trying to go fast. I just need something that can function as a freight. Heavy freight 1960. It's 1987. Let's try something newer. 85, 58. So I need something with a lot of horsepower, especially mostly hauling metals. Maybe. But yeah, good luck on that type of exam. I've never had to do that type of thing. I did take some stuff that did need exams, but that was a very, very long time ago, and I don't think I've ever taken anything like that before. That's very interesting. Is this electrified AC/DC narrow gauge? Oh, we can try this one. An E851, and we slap on a bunch of iron ore hoppers that can also haul coal. We could do like a half and half. What if we do like a half and half? Goes to 7. Okay, so what if we get rid of this last one here, and then we pivot to coal, and then okay, so we take this. Okay, hold on. So I think we can take one through here, and these will be coal. I don't want the whole thing to be coal is the problem. can become falling chain. Okay. I don't want the whole thing to be coal. That's the problem. How do I make only part of this coal? Or what if I do this one as... So there's the whole thing. Make the whole thing coal. Make the coal brown. And then we're going to take half of the train. And then we're going to switch this to iron ore. Make it green. There we go. Much better. Have I seen NTE, the anime? I've seen clips of it because I have friends that are really into those types of games. I'm not gonna play it. I don't like playing those types of games that much, but I saw people were like, whoa, you're allowed to date the characters and do all this other stuff with them. Like, who cares? You can do that in basically any game that exists anyways. Every anime game worth its salt has a dating mechanic, let's be real. All of them have one. All of them. This thing is stuck. I know why. I messed up here. Alright, there we go. Alright, that was a little more annoying than it needed to be. Okay, we're gonna set this to a full load at the furnace. And let's get that going. Yeah, there we go. So now this thing is producing materials, slowly. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to get engineering supplies up here. A little too difficult, I think. The ads are appearing in the corner stream displays like ads that don't exist. What do you mean? Like you're still seeing ads? I don't know. I can't do anything with the ads, is all I'm gonna say. If there's ads, then there's just ads. Oh, we gotta get another one of these farm supply haulers. I think what we can do is I'm gonna replace this thing, actually. We're gonna have this one return to... Okay, there's no depot nearby. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a depot right here. Just slap one of these bad boys in here. You know what we should do? We really should do multiplayer OpenTTD one day. It's like one of my goals. I'd like to just kind of do it at some point. Oh, it's over here. I'd like to replace this thing. How do I replace this bad boy? I don't think I can just replace it, right? Doesn't seem like there's an easy way to do this. So maybe I'll just buy a new ship. Let's get something a little bigger. This thing is mostly hauling around farm supplies, so we'll do farm. 100 is fine. We'll have this one copy this order stack here, and then this one can get sold. All right, there we go. The future is now. Yeah, I think it just kind of depends. The one thing too is that on this channel, I don't really have like a lot of super crazy ads. Like I know some channels will run an ad like every 30 minutes or something whenever they go on break. I personally don't like doing that. So if you ever wonder why, that's why it's not my thing. I don't like it. I don't like it, so keep that in mind. It's probably just a little different per stream. I don't know. Like I said, I've seen some streamers that are like, yeah, I'm gonna run an ad all the time. Who likes ads? No one likes ads. But here's the thing, as a streamer, you actually kind of are encouraged to run ads. I hate saying it, but it's true, and let me explain why real quick. So when a streamer runs an ad, what happens is that it stops ads for people who don't have turbo or a sub to the channel from seeing ads for a certain amount of time, usually like 30 minutes. So that's why a lot of them will run ads at a regular timeline to basically punish the current viewers so that newer viewers aren't punished later on. Is it a little odd? Maybe haps, but that's just how it is. It's just kind of the way you have to operate on Twitch. Right, we're gonna add a decent sized airport. We're gonna expand the station with an airport. So two choices. I can either just break this entire area in half and add an airport at random, or I could add the airport to transfer, so they have to transfer to the airport from the station if they want to be able to fly out, which I think is fine. Actually, most people try to grow out in this direction, and we'll just slap an airport down here. I think it would be kind of nice. I don't know how big the big chunky ones get, though. Yeah, why don't we just add an airport and attach it to Shimotsuki Transfer? They have to transfer over there if they want to hop on the cool airport. All right, and then I gotta put down another airport somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put this though. Where should we have an airport? What city do we want to start growing ever so slightly? Kamaoka's like kind of in the tiny corner. We could try to grow some of these. Or we could try to grow the Tokyo Bay area. Might not be a bad idea. What if we just start growing around Obu? Oh wait, I have a sick idea. We could build our own. We could build our own Tokyo airport on the ground, like Haneda, or like build our own island. On ads chat, won't say anything when you get back. Chat won't get ads for a bit. I mean, that's true too. It just really depends on the ads you guys get the shapy music ads that randomly get on YouTube. I never get those ads. I always get my ads that I sometimes get are like, "Would you like to buy this really expensive piece of technology?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if I had money." Guess what? I don't got money, so I'm not buying your expensive product. Unironically, that's what stops me from buying things most of the time. I'm like, wow, this is a really cool thing. And then I look at the price of thing, and I'm like, just kidding, I don't want to buy thing anymore. I think that's how a lot of people work. I'm just going to put a small airport here in Marugame. It's a little cute town here. I think they deserve an airport. Actually, no, I think roadways would make more sense to get there, but I don't think I can justify that. I want to put an airport somewhere, though. I need somewhere for our passengers to fly to. These are all very small, but maybe I can put a small airport like right here. I don't know where the citizens need to go from Senan and all that, but we can put like a small airport. I'll say thereabouts is fine. And then I'm gonna just quickly buy out the nearby land so I don't want to accidentally run into, oh, all the land for the airport got bought. I don't know how big it is. I think it's 11 by 11. All right, have a good night, Bong Bong. Get some rest. Thank you for joining. Let's put a new plane down. All right, so we don't have any Japanese planes, but we do have some interesting small craft. I'm here to mostly fly passengers. The Dinger, Yata Aerospace, 80 passengers and 10 bags of mail seems like a fairly reasonable amount. So why don't we build one of these bad boys? And we'll see if this will start moving passengers back and forth and maybe get some growth going. Planes are really overpowered in OpenTTD, or in this game in general, which is why people are like, oh, why would you use this thing? It's because it works. Okay, so unfortunately, this thing, so it is starting to move passengers and mail now. Kind of. So we'll just let that run for a bit. It makes us some easy cash as well. Compared to some of these other ones, like Yamato's growing slowly because it still needs more. Now it needs food, and I don't have a way to bring food in unless I haul it in from this area here. So maybe what we do need, also I gotta expand this out again, is we need to put another 1, 2. Must demolish the trucks. I'm not here to demolish anything. I'm just here to make sure we get food moving in here. Perfect. Okay. By the way, if you want to see our finances, we are still super net negative. We are not making that much money. Most of our money does come from our trains, but our trains also consume about 4 times their operating income as cost. In fact, trains are like the thing that's actually losing money. Everything else is making money, which is funny. Anyways, I forgot to ask, what are you planning on studying in university? I keep forgetting. We actually do have a lot of younger folks here, but it's okay. Let's see. First fruit from Takamatsu Orchard. Oh, there's a subsidy that we could have gotten, but that's okay. I want to try to make sure we can get this up and running. Social work. Okay. I'm not sure how that works, is all I'm gonna say. So I'll be honest, I don't know how that operates. But as long as you enjoy your work, I mean, that's all that matters in the end, right? There is sand here, and we are getting a lot of farm supplies there. Now I need to find a way to get... more fish. All the shoals are already being ripped apart. Can I build more? Okay, street traffic just doesn't have anything. Can I build more industry? I can build fishing harbors, but it still requires fish. Okay, the fishing shoals will not get any bigger. So what can I do to improve our fish income? Because I want to make this get bigger. It's getting the materials it needs, I think. Yeah, it's just literally a waiting game. This script is really slow. I don't know if I like this. I feel like using something else just works a little better. Okay, so offset. I don't know what this does. Let's do this one. And then... oh, love. Let's turn this off. Cargo categories, randomization, funding only. Limit rules kicks in. Growth town factor. Okay, so I really don't know what half of this does. I could probably... oh, wait, there's a readme here. Oh, wait, I should just read the readme. Okay. Grow category. Bigger town. Okay, so... requirement is bigger. Each town decides on contributor to start a new month. Contributors start by levels for contribution categories. Okay. Let's see. Limiters. Okay. Each month, a new growth rate is recalculated. It all depends on all part of the cargo which you've been... if you deliver all the required, you'll have a maximum growth rate for a town. Depends on its size. If you deliver only part of it, lower, 50%. So it's minimum if you deliver a larger part of the cargo. Okay, so got it. Okay. Okay, here we go. So thankfully, these fine individuals actually bothered to dump a readme so I can actually adjust the settings of this script as I need to. Okay, cargo, category difficulty level, okay. Show growth rate. Same one just allows this card to sign on town names, show the growth rate of big games, so there's game script load. Let's start Eternal Love. Debug. Cargo settings, randomization, stabilization, don't really care. Okay, limit growth settings. Okay, then expert settings, okay. What allows growth rate can go to 0 days? Okay, we'll allow that. Exponential higher it is, more you need to watch on supply to have a decent growth rate. Okay, so town growth factor. Increasing will result in slower growth, decreasing will result in faster growth. So if I crank this to, let's say, 80%, it sounds like that'll make this go a little bit quicker, right? Please tell me that's how this works. Also, what's wrong, Infinite? If you don't like watching the city grow, look, bit by bit, our little towns evolve. Isn't it beautiful? That's right, look at that. We have production all around, coal, iron ore ready to go. The problem is there's no way to get engineering supplies over there, so that's kind of the problem. And all the other smaller towns are growing bit by bit. Especially, I do like the fact that my little city here in the center of Yamato is growing quite slowly. I'm gonna actually add better roads here. I'm gonna add a new bus route network in Yamato so we can kind of have it self-feed, and that should help improve the growth of the city bit by bit. We'll actually just add more stuff like this. Just like that. It's not ideal, but hey, look, there's a centralized tram network. That's all that really matters in this city. Just like that. I don't actually know if there's any eye candy that I could also add to, but let's see. Yeah, we could add houses, but these are mostly just, they look pretty. These don't actually do anything. Like, oh yeah, I want an office building, you know, like right here. It looks pretty. It doesn't do anything. It's mostly if you want to make a nice, pretty looking city. Okay, so then I'm gonna add a small bus network. Specifically for in town here, which means I need this thingy that I'm forgetting the name of, a little depot, and we'll start adding a small set of bus stations. Now it's not a one-way area, so they can kind of hop on whichever side they want. I don't really care. We'll use the Kumamoto platforms. I kind of like the wood look of these things. The overpasses are also kind of interesting, but I don't think it's necessary for this. We'll just do this one. One. And we'll do 2. All right, and then we'll add a few buses. And that'll be good. Yamato Pit, South, and Center. And we're here to move people. So we'll grab... I don't like any of these. All right, there's a lot of double-decker buses here. I don't have any Japanese-looking buses, unfortunately. We'll take this one, Prime Firewood and Coach. And we'll go bing. Oops. Bing. Bang. Bong. All right. And then we'll just copy this a few times. And then we'll make sure these are spaced out appropriately. Timetable, automate this, and go. So we have 3 buses now. They're going to self-separate. And that should allow us to have a fairly decent amount of extra growth in the city. Ah, but you know, they need milk and fruit. You know what I don't have easy access to? Milk and fruit. So I need to find a way to bring milk and fruit into this city, which is the main problem because I think this is the only area that's making large quantities of it, and that's kind of an issue. I don't have an easy way to like haul large quantities of milk and fruit over there. I'm also kind of surprised at how useless the Great Circular Train Route is. Our terrible interpretation of the Yamanote is not working very well. In fact, the only thing that's making a lot of money is the stupid plane. The plane is actually making so much money. Kind of horrifying to think about that plane is actually just sustaining our entire economy, but whatever. I think for whatever reason the mods I'm using aren't increasing the production capacity of the industry. Now normally industry does get better as time goes on, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I've changed something and I wasn't paying attention. Let's see. Anyone else I can really care about this? Computer players is fine. I don't really care about that. Okay, so maybe there's a way I can fix this real quick. Interest rate, subsidy. Okay, so don't need any of that matters. Cargo payments, fine. Vehicles. None of these really are what I'm looking to change. I think. Let's see. Here we go. Game settings. Affecting only the current game. I would like to increase the... Oh, maybe it's not in here. Okay. Timetable signals. Okay, so I don't know what I'm trying to find here. I was trying to find things that like adjust the economy of the game. Basically increasing how much the... What's the word I'm thinking of? How much each industry actually outputs over time. Like, what's the growth rate of the industry? And I don't think I know where it is, so I guess we're not doing any industry shenanigans. Oh, here we go. Scale industry. Here we go. Okay, industrial. Ultimate economy speed reduction factor. Industrial density low. Primary industry congestion. Okay. Okay, so as other industries, we can now build flat area, a lot of multiple similar industries, smooth. Okay, here we go. Okay, original. Okay, so I guess smooth is what you want. I guess I can't really make it any faster than whatever it is. Listen, the milkman. I'm not trying to deprive him of his work. I'm trying to give him more work. Okay, the milkman needs more milking time. There's no way I'm gonna say that in any way that makes any logical sense, but you get what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to move all this livestock to the stockyard so we can produce more food and I can drop it off over in the main city here, which is kind of the problem in that there's not really an easy way to do this. Actually, wait, how does this interact? You know what? I actually want to build a second tram in our suspended monorail. I mean, these will get bigger over time anyway, so it's not a big deal, but it's just gonna take some time. Especially as we try to get more materials in here. Like, it's got everything we need. Sand, iron, coal, scrap. Yep, that's fine. It's got everything. And then obviously we have here, it's getting more materials. We just drop it off. We keep going. Let's get some food over here now, too. How do we get some food in Yamato? What is the food production facilities? So, what do we have? Fresh fish, fruit, livestock, or milk? Okay, what would actually consume all that is the problem. Nothing here consumes any of that. Fish, fruit, livestock, or milk? Because these belong to Nisa. Would I have to build? I think I'd have to build a factory for food. Because there's nowhere that it could accept it. Now, if I just put down like a if I put down like a food production, I guess we could just make this area the food production. I'll be right back. Hold on. Is it the one that looks like, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw it on the Tycoon subreddit the other day. Because I browse that subreddit every now and again because I'm like looking for what's a cool new game in the Tycoon genre. It's the one that you operate a ski resort, right? I think Alpine Architect. I saw it and it was like, it looks kind of cute because it's very pixely. There used to be other games like this back in the day. I used to play one called Ski Resort Tycoon because I still think there was this golden era of Tycoon games in the like 90s and 2000s. There was like a ton of shareware, freeware-esque type games of this genre. I think one day I'd like to maybe stream just going through a couple of them, like giving them each in like a 1 or 2 hour playthrough and just see like, oh, which ones are fun? Like, let's go blast from the past. Because I think it is a very interesting genre of games. I like business management games, and part of the problem is that a lot of the games in this genre, especially if you look on Steam, have been superseded by, for lack of a better word, work slop titles. And it annoys me to see that those are like, oh, this is a... Like, I saw one the other day, and it was like... that I put on the poll for today called... Rest Stop Simulator. And I'm like, wow, I actually would not mind a game where I can own a rest stop and like run the businesses in there and whatnot. But no, it's kind of like a first-person gas station simulator type thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's one of those. We've all seen this genre before. It's not anything new or exciting. It's the same thing. We know what it is. I think that's my biggest gripe. It's like, I like this genre, but a lot of times the genre is just the same. Every time. No one's original. And that type of deal. So, it's a little sad, but alas, that's what it'd be. Traveler's Inn, I might need to look at that. I don't think I played that one. Chimelski's gonna get real ugly very soon, but that's okay. Look at how beautiful this city is gonna be once we get more and more stuff in here. Okay. You know, I think I actually do want to upgrade the trains, though. I want to see, like, a large quantity of trains flowing around. So what I'm going to do is we're going to upgrade the Shimotsuki Loop, and we're going to upgrade all the trains. Right now they're using Tokyo... what is this? 8000s. So I'm going to replace them with something that is a little bit more modern. I could probably replace them with more of the Tokyo trains if I can decide which one I want. Unless they're not available for us anymore. We have the Sotetsu ones, the Shinkeisei. What's the newest one? Let's sort by introduction date. I want to see what the newest ones are. The Kiha 54. Less passengers. A little slower. Oh, also we gotta check the electric system too. Holds more, about same speed. Might be fine. Stardew input for you running in. I mean, I could see that being a fun game, but it doesn't sound like it probably is not the game for me, unfortunately. Upgrade to Tokyo 9. It's a little newer, same speed, higher horsepower, slightly less passengers. Oh, here we go. Okay, so information. Yeah, just replace it. All right, let's start replacing this train. I want all the trains to be upgraded to the new one. That's right, we're switching to the brand new Tokyo series trains. And they have a red livery. Give it a little bit of a different pizzazz. I don't know if I can actually customize the livery on these trains. It's the real question. Okay. On the other hand, like, everything is actually growing. Like, now that I've actually increased the growth rate of the city, like, it actually is growing. You can see that a lot of the roads are being slowly consumed by the city, which is the with the markings. And as it grows, the buildings that we're going to see are going to change. Like, over here, you can see in Kasaoka, you're already seeing modern buildings with pachinko. Look at that. Pachinko. And you can see, like, the very old quarter compressed housing areas. You know, very old Japanese-style housing. And these stations are starting to get a lot more passengers, which is what I've been looking for this whole time. Now, I'm going to try to make Izumi look a little nicer, because I do want Izumi to at least be able to go above to the other side. So we'll put a nice, simple... I don't know, we'll put a... put a very simple one like that. Ooh. Oh, that doesn't look good. Let's do... There we go, that makes more sense. So yeah, my goal now is to try to cultivate the city growth so it looks nice. I think some of these I'm okay letting it be a little bit more chaotic, like these cities. But some of these I definitely want it to be a little more... Let's see how it grows and just kind of cultivate the growth of them. Especially because some of these are going to be kind of merged together in due time. Yeah. So, what do you think so far? Timotsuki is growing, which is our main city. Oh, even our office is looking a little prettier. Look at that. I think the office size increases with your net worth, and since our net worth is going higher, that's why it's gotten bigger. Now, I think we're waiting until we can build a bigger airport. I don't remember when these trigger. I think 2000 and 2010. We can also build helicopters, but who really needs a helicopter in this area? The thing, too, is unfortunately you can't build more than one hotel. I really wish you could build more than one hotel, but kind of unfortunate. Right, I think it's not going to let me. Yeah, can I put a hotel up here, though? Can't construct this. I think every one of these comes with a free hotel. That's probably why. What's the game called? Let's see. Traveler's Rest. Or Lakeside Bar game. Cozy management sim where the jazz is smooth. And... Okay. Yeah, I see. Out of curiosity, in case anyone's curious what game they're talking about, here I'm pulling up on screen right now. It's this thing. It actually looks pretty cute. I do like pixel graphics in my game, so that's nice. Don't know why the main girl's got to wear bunny ears, but all right. Yeah, I could see myself playing this type of game, honestly. Honestly, I would love a good economy simulation game. The problem is that there's just not a lot of good ones out there. No, there's not a lot that I like. Unironically, like most of the games that I'm playing right now is literally just Vampire Crawler. Because at least Vampire Crawler, I enjoy that game quite a bit. Okay, so why did I do this? Okay, right, because I was expanding the station in case I need to move the Shinkansen down here. And then this can be consumed by the main central line. Did the other trains not get upgraded? Oh, shoot. The clockwise route was not able to get upgraded. You know what? I know why. Because I forgot to put another station We're using slabs. I need to put a clockwise route is getting... This is the one with problems, right? Okay, I do not know which rail network I'm using. Is it standard gauge? Okay, I think it's standard gauge. Hold on. Okay, I have no idea what track this is anymore. Okay, pick. Narrow gauge. Okay, we're using narrow gauge tracks. Got it. Okay. Capitalism Lab is something that I've considered playing, as well as Big Ambitions is another one. Big Ambitions seemed kind of fun. The question is, I didn't know if people would be interested in watching Big Ambitions. So a lot of times, like, when I don't know if I want to play a game, I'm like, okay, is this something that I think people would want to watch? Is this something that I think I would want to watch? Is kind of like a good metric. And if I think, no, I probably wouldn't want to watch this, then it's probably not something I'm going to stream. Is it the best way to decide if it's worth streaming a game? Probably not. But it's kind of how I've chosen to, you know, think about things like that. I'm sure there's better ways to consider games. You know what I need? I need more farms. Can I just build more farms here? We can fund it, right? I want to just fund more stuff. Let's see. Fund industries. What is this thing? A dairy farm? Let me build another dairy farm. Yes, let me build more of these. Only one allowed per... Oh my gosh. How do I turn that off? Only one allowed per town. OpenTTD. Okay. So it is a setting I can change. Okay, so I have to go in here, go into settings, probably game options for this one. Town. Okay, let's see here. Allow funding buildings, limit airport production, towns. Okay, here we go. Where is the one that allows me to build multiple? Here we go. Allow multiple industries per town. Okay, fantastic. Now I can build multiple of these things. Now I can just cram more dairy farms here. Okay. All right, there we go. More dairy farms. Okay. The reason I'm doing this, I want to maximize our dairy output. I want more dairy. We need more dairy for the dairy gods. I mean, yeah, I could just make a poll and then it's just gonna get tied. And then I'm just gonna be like, I can't believe I made a poll and all of you are just making it tied. And I'm gonna wonder, why did I make this? Why did I do this to myself? And I'll know the answer. And I'll be like, yeah, I could have stopped this from happening, but nope, this is just my life now. And I've accepted this as my norm. That's how it's gonna work every single time. Like, let's be real. I know how life works. I know how you all like to abuse the polls. Pokemon go to the polls, etc, etc, etc. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now we have even more dairy to go transfer around. It's beautiful. All right, so now this should rapidly increase our food production. I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. Listen, maybe some people aren't worthy of democracy, okay? Some people don't deserve democracy. This is not a democracy. This is what we call a I don't know. I was gonna come up with a funny word, but maybe I don't have a good word for this. Okay, so with that industry growing, this should be able to start rapidly increasing. Shimotsuki is growing quickly. Fantastic. And now that we're producing so much food here, look at this. Look at the sheer amount of food that we're bringing in. Oh, it's beautiful. The trucks are always filled to the brim with milk and livestock. And as soon as they're filled up, they go drop it off and repeat the process over and over. It's actually kind of dumb the more I look at this. This is actually kind of dumb the more I look at this, but it's kind of funny. It's actually so much food that the singular train that I have sending to feed the various cities is actually not enough anymore. Actually, we could probably expand the fishing industries too if we add more shoals for fish. That might be fine. To be fair, I am cheating. I did cheat a decent amount because, again, I'm trying to make the cities grow pretty. Like, look, you can see our bank balance is negative 6,700,000,000. So it's about the equivalent of negative 60 million USD-ish. But that's okay. It's all... It doesn't matter in the end. Okay. This, however, is a bit of a disaster, and I don't really like what I've done here. I should probably just convert this into a straight cargo line, but it's whatever. I did stream Prison Architect a bit ago. I did it once. Yeah, I did it like once, and then I was like, oh, should I do this again? I don't know, maybe. I thought it was kind of interesting to stream it. Let's just add a hotel here. There we go. Let's put a hotel right there, just to kind of get the kickstart the the industry and expansion of the city here. But yeah, I'm always of the opinion, like, if people want me to stream something, just make it known and I will give it real consideration. I can't guarantee anything, but that's kind of how I always choose to approach it. There we go. We gotta get more food moving in here. Maybe I need a second food train. This actually is producing way more than I need. It's very gung-ho. You know what? I think we do need more trains for this type of thing. Watch out for the imminent explosion. What imminent explosion? I don't remember there...
for that imminent explosion.
I don't remember there being an explosion. Hi Garm, how are you, comrade? Welcome to our funny game. Just send these in there. Make a few more tankers too. That way we can have all these just kind of getting ready to... I want to make... Oh my gosh, there's so much milk here. There's 800,000 units of milk. Oh boy, yeah, we're gonna make a big conga line over there. Oh yeah, this is a disaster. All right, we're gonna have to adjust the road a little bit. I don't actually like how I've done this. Let's redesign this. Can you suggest Warzone 20? What's Warzone 2100? Mech Warrior? I've considered Mech Warrior as a stream game before. There's a bunch of other ones too that I've also wanted to give a shot. Maybe I'll do BattleTech. I'll give BattleTech a shot again. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna expand this a little bit. This needs a little bit more cargo distribution. We're gonna do this, and then, good God, I hope I'm doing this right. So straight that way, and then. I think I can do like this, and then we can just, no, that way, and then this way here, and then we gotta purge this road, and that should be fine, I think. Maybe. Perfect. Okay, I don't know if this works, but I think it's working fine. I mean, here's the thing. I like playing old RTSs, but a lot of my RTS is basically what variant of World War II do I want to play? You have no idea how much, like, Company of Heroes I played in my younger days. I used to be ranked on Company of Heroes 2. I used to play Soviets. That was, like, my jam. I was a Soviet main. Okay, so I'm gonna expand this train a little bit. Because this is 7 long, I can add more to this. Actually, I think it's about time we actually upgrade this train. How do I... Okay, here we go. So, what is this thing? This is a D51 from 1961. I think it's time we upgrade to something a little more modern. It is on a narrow gauge, so I need to make sure we pick something that's narrow gauge. That's probably fine. 10 years old. These would require electrified tracks. I don't know if this track is electrified. It is electrified. Amazing. I was smart. Okay. Alright, I don't want to use that anyways. We're gonna use the... Let's see. We'll use the... I think we use the DE15, the DE11. And then just kind of swap this entire stack over here. I think we'll just have this copy. This one can go to the void. And then, is this just all food? Okay. Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure what this thing is transporting. It's literally just more food. Okay, so I need a copy. How do I copy this specific one? Oh, yeah. Alright, well, that wasn't the way I was gonna do this, but that's the way I'm doing it now. Okay, so that's fine. This one just goes to the void. Okay. And then we'll just pretend that works the way it's supposed to. Okay. I hope this is a 7 length and not like a 6 length that I may have messed up. I think I did it correctly. Okay. Let me look at Warzone 2100. Warzone 2100. Okay, Warzone 2100. It's a free and open source real-time strat. Oh, okay, God, it's one of those 5 million downloads over the past 21 years with a single-player campaign, LAN multiplayer. You know, here's the thing. Like, I tried playing. Like, I actually am really bad at these older style RTS games with like the rapid base building. One of my biggest issues when I used to play RTS games, so I had I'm gonna say I had pretty bad APM. APM was never my strong suit. I remember I used to watch players like what was that guy who was like really god tier at what's that stupid game? He was really god tier playing. I'm blanking on the name of the game. StarCraft. What was his name? I used to watch that guy, and he had like 300 APM, and I'm like, I can't do that. My favorite RTS game is like Ruse and the Total War series. Games that you don't need a very high APM, and you kind of rely more on grand overview of your strategies rather than trying to, you know, compress as many actions as you can to as few amount of clicks as possible. I don't know. It's just kind of like been a struggle. I wouldn't mind playing in some of those other games. I know tomorrow, depending on what Hooded Horse does, I know Hooded Horse actually got their hands on the Heroes of Might and Magic IP for some reason. And so they're releasing a new game tomorrow, and it's really funny reading the Hooded Horse Discord server because people are like, oh, Hooded Horse, are we gonna get a key for the new Might and Magic game? I'm like, listen, if they're gonna give you a key, they probably would have done so already. Just chill. It'll be very interesting to see if they do give people the key. I think if they give me a key, I'll probably stream it because it's been on my list of like, yeah, I kind of want to play this game. But if they don't, then we'll find something else that is equally fun. I've been kind of debating if we want to try Darkest Dungeon again, but I also understand that Darkest Dungeon is kind of a mess, and I think I definitely would not ever do Darkest Dungeon 2 ever again. I have come to the conclusion that I am just going to drop Darkest Dungeon 2 forevermore, and it's just not really worth playing, and it's just a little tragic that that's just how Darkest Dungeon 2 came out to be. It's just far too different from what I like in Darkest Dungeon, and that's like the biggest issue. It is a little tragic how they kind of messed that game up, but what are you gonna do, right? That's just how it is. Did we upgrade all the trains now on the main line? We did. They're still burning cash, unfortunately. Turns out doing a loop is actually generally not a good idea. Primarily because, well, passenger distance is what makes you cash, and the distance between these passengers isn't that high, unfortunately, so that's why they don't make that much cash. By the way, look at how many bridges are here. If only I could make this city grow faster. What would Shibata need? They're already moving their mail, so it's just gonna take time. Actually, wait, can I pay? Oh, here. Fund advertising campaign local authority. Okay, so all the settings of it being allowed to build stuff is fine. So no matter what, it's gonna grow. I think the growth speed rapidly increases the larger the city, which would make sense, right? Because the more people you have, right, the faster people would want to move to your city, thus growing your city at a much faster pace. So I think that's the logic that they're going with. That's why if Kasaoka had all the stuff, this would be growing way quicker. But since it doesn't, Shimotsuki is going to be the one that's going to need... I'm trying to feed everything into this one city, and I'm going to speed up the game to just kind of see how fast I can make it grow. These other ones will grow, but they're going to grow much slower because I'm not really feeding them much of anything. Like, actually, I kind of want to grow this city, though. Asahikawa has a need for food and livestock and milk. Okay, so let's see. How do we want to feed this? My guess is that there's probably a food production facility nearby. And then if we can feed it the requisite materials, it will grow. My guess is that it's probably... Let's see. Because it needs what now? It needs fish, fruit, livestock, or milk. Trying to think how I'm gonna approach this. Because everything in this game is basically a giant puzzle, and like how you're gonna build it. God, look at this one lonely farm all the way up there. Who's gonna go to that farm? Because these are all Ichikawa. So Asahikawa doesn't really have access to lots. Alright, have a good night, son. Thanks for swinging by. I'm gonna maneuver things around. Toyokawa's all the way over there. Minami Soma Steel Mill, which is long gone. Okay, there is a fishing trawl here. And there is a cider mill, so maybe we can pull... There's no fruit farms here is the other problem too, because this is it's livestock. You can, this game specifically, no, you're not doing wars in this game. This is very much a, you know, it's primarily an infrastructure game. So it's basically, this game appeals to autists who enjoy building road networks and whatnot. I wish I was joking, but that's legitimately the case for this type of game. Like, I'm trying to grow this city. It needs fruit. So if I can feed it fruit, then it'll grow quickly. So I think we'll just do that exact type of thing. By the way, I can change my color if I don't like my color. I didn't change my company name. I should probably do that. I don't like the name of this company. We're not Quigley & Co. We are actually Yukinora Rail Logistics Inc. Very, very mouthfully. You can change your color scheme if you want, which is quite nice. You can actually customize your library too, which is kind of nice. For example, I could be green and white as my default look, and you can see like my trains have changed color too. So you can really customize your general like aesthetic depending on what you want. You pick a primary, and then you work around that. Now we're blue and green, and we look disgusting. I guess realistically brown and green is probably the most logical color scheme. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, let's get some fruit here. So I'm gonna do this. Since we have the power to build industries, we're gonna do exactly that. We're gonna fund a bunch of fruit mines. Not fruit mines. Orchards. We're gonna fund orchards. I don't know why I said fruit mines. And then we're gonna feed it into here, which will then feed into Ashikawa. I hope that works the way I think it does. I'm just gonna build a bunch of these bad boys here. And we're gonna dredge up the land here. Again, try not to do this all the time, but for this specific reason, I will actually do this. And then we're gonna add, we could add a small rail, but I think having a road is fine. Yeah, I think we'll do roads. Okay, so I just need to find a way to hook these up together. Oh wait, there we go. The orchards, and then they'll get dropped off here, and then they can hook up over there, and I think that'll be okay. But yeah, this is not a war game. I could play war games, but I've just chosen not to today. Barrel and keg, and then we need to find a way to drop it off in here. I don't know if there's a spot where I can actually deposit. Oh shoot, I was building the wrong thing. Okay, hold on, we gotta redo this. Okay, I messed up. I need cargo stations. And this needs to be cargo stations. Just like that. And then we'll need to find out where I can deposit large quantities of booze. Thankfully, we can probably just drop it off in the center here, and it should be okay. Actually, for this one, I would probably want to do it like this. We'll do one here. And I know there's another hotel here, so I do want to try to get this hotel hooked up with all the liquor we need as well. Okay, so now that this is all set up... actually, no, I don't like that one there. Let's get rid of that. It's not ideal. We're going to be picky. Okay, so I'm going to hook this in right about... Because I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to build a road this way. And then we're going to try to just attach this to Ashikawa North. It's fine. And then we're going to build... We got to build the roads itself. Again, we're not going to do a lot of one-ways. I'm a little lazy, but essentially the way it's going to work is that since we are a drive left design... Probably just do something like this. They drive in here. And then we'll do the same thing like on this side here. And then I need to find a way to bridge across. Very simple bridge. We don't need something fancy. And then we can just hook it in like that. Okay. Do need one more road here that you can use as a egress point. If you want war, what you recommend frontline logistics is Saurian Warfare. I've never heard of that, but war logistics games do sound kind of interesting. I'm gonna look this up in a second once I finish up my really slapdash network design here. Because again, spaghetti. It's all about the spaghetti. God, I really should play more Factorio. I think I do want to do a Factorio stream one day again. I kind of miss doing Factorio shenanigans, so if they drive left, they come in, flow this way, flow out this way. And then they can... They're allowed to enter through that point, and that's okay. Alright, let's design this real fast. So I need fruit trucks. And it's gonna go grab from Orchard to Barrel and Keg. And it's gonna full load. Can it refit here to carry food? No. Okay. Let's only produce alcohol, so we'll just make a bunch of these. And then we'll just send them off their merry way. And then we'll make a bunch of food ones, or alcohol ones now. We'll use the basic metaller one as well, and then we'll have this one go from Barrel and Keg to Grill and Room. It's an articulated vehicle. These are always articulated. God. Okay, that's actually annoying. So now I have to kind of redesign this again because it doesn't accept it. Okay, so what if we do like this? And then this one also needs to get popped as we slap in one of these things. I think we'll just dump it over here. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever, we'll make that work. Okay. And then this one. 464. Okay, I need 71's order. 71 goes from the Keg, full load, drop off at Grill and Rooms. Copy this 3 times, go. And then buy another one, same thing, copy, but go from Barrel and Keg and drop off at Central, full load, any cargo. And then copy this 3 times, send off, go. Okay, let me look at this game that you're referring to. I've never heard of this before. Frontline Logistics. Isarian Warfare. A survival game. Okay. Early access, you say? Oh, you know, I actually have seen this game. I'm gonna add this to my wish list. I've actually seen this, yeah. It's very cute, pixely, you know, trying to do your logistics. I actually did enjoy doing logistics in Foxhole. Oh, shoot, I just realized VTube Studio crashed. When did it crash? Oh my god, how long have I been frozen? Yeah, it's a shame, it's a shame that Foxhole is dying. At least based on the Doom posting videos that I've seen on Foxhole. I guess the latest update people are not too happy about. which is the plains update. A little tragic. Okay, hopefully this will work. And this should get Ashikawa growing quicker. Any day now, these will trigger and start producing large quantities of fruit. I have to wait until the next month and they'll start producing fruit. Okay. We'll let that run for now. Koshi is growing slowly, which is fine. So is Senan. That's okay. I don't really care. As long as Shimotsuki is growing, that's the part that I care about. You can even see like a lot of the dead ends are being built here now. I do like the design of the housing. And hopefully these will start growing into big office buildings at some point too. It'll be beautiful to see. There we go. Okay, so our Ashikawa setup here functions kind of barely, depending on your interpretation of functions. This is in fact working, but it basically is waiting for this thing to produce the liquor that then gets brought over here, which will then accelerate the growth, which is what we're trying to do. These other ones are fine. They're gonna grow slowly. Kasaoka, I could try to grow faster, but I can't really be bothered to go deliver all these things that it wants. It wants a lot of stuff, and I don't really want to. Because I'm hard focused on Shimotsuki being like the master city that will subsume all the other ones and become the super city that eats all the smaller ones. The common question people ask is, why doesn't the big city just eat the small ones? Well, because the small ones want to retain their independence. But in this timeline, I don't care. I decide what happens, and I decide that the cities have to be eaten. So we're literally gonna eat the cities alive, and it's gonna be beautiful to watch. Because you can see here, now that it's growing every 69 days, a lot of the roads are getting a little just kind of haphazardly placed down. I could probably try to fund even more. Let's see, I would like to fund, let's see, campaign, road construction, don't really want that. Okay, so not really anything here will make it grow faster. Exactly, there's no such thing as independence. There is only totalitarian dictatorships. I probably said that completely incorrectly. Good God, why could I not say that word? Totalitarian. Why can't I say this word correctly? Totalitarian. I swear I could say this before. Totalitarian dictatorship. That's the word. Totalitarian. No, that doesn't sound right. Have a good night, Garm. Totalitarian. Okay, there we go. Totalitarian. I was missing like that extra IT. And that's why it didn't sound right. Okay, I'm gonna change the music. This music is like... I'm gonna listen to something else. What are we listening to now? Let's see. Why don't we listen to... SimCity Cities of Tomorrow. God, SimCity storyline. You know what? I should do retro games. I think tomorrow I'm gonna put on the poll a single retro game, and we'll see if people actually want to see that retro game. It'll be an interesting thing to see if people actually want to see Ute Tower, the hit sequel to my favorite game, Sim Tower, which never had any true spiritual successor. And I'm going to rename this now from Shimotsuki Transfer to Shimotsuki Airport, and that should be fine. There we go. I do like how this is growing. I think in due time, like, you can see, like, you have an old district, you have the new district. How's the other cities that we kind of have set up? Koshi's kind of whatever. Okay, I don't like this anymore. This music is a little too futuristic. I guess that's what I should have expected for a game called Cities of Tomorrow. Sims Hot Date Jazz Special. Relaxing music from SimCities, Animal Crossing, SimCity 2000 official soundtrack, which was a whole 20 minutes long. Yeah, there's not a lot of soundtracks I'm liking, because the problem is a lot of these playlists are probably filled with copyrighted music that I don't really want to run into. So that's why I'm not picking some of these. Victoria 3. Sure, Victoria is probably Victoria 3 OST. Let's do that. I've been meaning to buy the new DLC so I can play the new Japan content and become, you know, take over the world as intended. Defeat the Western powers and I don't know. I should play the Philippines, honestly. That'd be kind of funny too. I'm planning on playing it like on Friday probably. Not like anyone's gonna see me play it because it'll be off stream, but it'll be interesting. You can see the buildings are getting bigger now. They used to be small houses, and now we're starting to see office buildings, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna add a few more office buildings just because I think it'll look kind of neat. Probably throw. Let's see here. Yeah, you can add like a small park. Ooh, I don't like this one. Yeah, you just throw like a cute little park here near the houses, near the station. The station actually looks nice. It's just the station is big. Also, I think the sound effects is trying to drive me nuts a little bit, so I'm gonna lower the sound effect volume because it's just getting a little absurd. Yeah, see, look at that, houses. Finally, we're seeing real growth in the city now that I'm feeding it everything it wants. What else does it want? It really is just a waiting game. Oh, hello. Oh shoot, I didn't realize I was making that much food. Oh shoot. Okay, so fun fact, we have a lot of food here. There's like 6,000 units of food, which realistically we would send to the other cities that need it. But I can't really justify sending that much food around. So this station is just sitting on about 6.5 tons of food, which is a little extreme. I could probably go send that off to other parts of parts unknown. I think we were having trucks kind of grabbing the food and like distributing it to various locales. I think there should be a few like general stores nearby, but even now that's unnecessary. That's how messed up this has become. Yeah, it's like very specific network. There's no restaurants. So for what I have, the mods I've installed, what we can do is we can build a grocery store, a general store, where people will buy food, goods, and booze. For example, I can put one. I'm gonna build a house, replacing houses. So I could put one, say, here, replacing that house, and this will create a general store, which will then accept food, alcohol, drugs, etc., whatever you need. You ever play OpenTTD? Like, you know what's funny? This game on Steam, this game actually is on Steam, funnily enough, despite being a freeware title. But Atari, being the dicks they are, required, after a very long time of this game being free on Steam, Atari's like, no, you need to pay for it now, or you're not allowed to just give OpenTTD away. You need to buy Transport Tycoon Deluxe, owned by Atari, and then you can get access to OpenTTD for free on Steam, despite the fact that you could just go and download OpenTTD on literally any other like off their website for free. It's incredibly stupid. But I guess on Steam, no, you have to pay for this specific, the old ancient game, which is such a strange thing to do, but whatever. I don't control Atari, and they're trying to make their, they're trying to make their money, so it's just kind of a whatever type deal, right? We could upgrade the Shinkansen, which is tempting. We're super negative. All right, so we're not negative 26 billion. Let's see why. How much are we losing in terms of cash on a daily basis? Okay, so we're still net negative in terms of income. Fantastic. I love seeing $0. I might actually add additional Shinkansen trains because it'd be kind of fun. This thing is just waiting for more passengers. They just want to go literally anywhere. They just want to be free from being at Ichikawa. No one wants to live in the tiny little city of Ichikawa. I might actually add a extra, let's see, monorail. I like seeing a busy network, even if it's not necessarily the most effective thing. Have I ever shown you some of my other saves? I think towards the end of stream, I might pull up some old saves and I can show you like what really good networks look like. Because again, this is very much a casual, just kind of throwing things at a wall and seeing what sticks type of run. But there have been runs where I've done, like, look really good, and I was very proud of the general design of a lot of the network that I had built. It's just not on this save. This save is kind of a hoping whatever I do works type of deal. Is this really the music from the DLC? I guess this would make sense, right? Is that really it? Is there like any industrial Japanese music? Nope. Okay, I guess we're just gonna listen to let's listen to something else. Songs of the Homeland. Sure, why not? I don't know what these are from, but they're also from Vic 3. Because it is technically the industrial age, and I do enjoy industrial type things. You want to sit on... I mean, me too, but I don't drink a lot of tea myself. Ray's trying to get me to drink more tea because it's healthier in the grand scheme of things for a person to consume such a beverage. Let's see, is there any way to make this a little better? Okay, so how about Izumi? Why don't we make this... Let's see, Izumi's growing. It's already got everything. So yeah, at this point, it's literally just a waiting game until the cities grow. Ishinomi, I could grow if I fed it more livestock. Probably just feed the milk out of this farm into here. And then as long as I can feed the other stuff. You know what? I don't think I like the script, honestly. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save the game real quick. I'm gonna save it as stream. And then I'm gonna turn off the script and see if it causes any significant problems with the general growth of my cities. Let's see. Maybe the cities will grow faster and we can turn it back on. Maybe it'll be a little more interesting. Because I think normally this should not have taken this long to grow. I think it recalcs at the beginning of every month. So give it a few seconds. Because the way I have the game set up is that time dilation is fairly strong. Yeah, I think the time dilation thing is also what's kind of killing a lot of the run. I think I might have played this game on like super hard mode for no reason. Let's let it recalculate. The script turn off. I don't know if it did or not. Okay, okay, I think I might have broken it. Uh-oh. I think I broke the game. It's like I took the game and basically like ripped out the brain and put it in a new brain, and I don't think it liked that very much, and so now the game is exploding as it tries to recalculate everything. That was probably not a good idea. I may need to kill the game. I think it's trying to recalculate all the industries. Yeah, the game is dead. See, this is why I saved ahead of time, just to make sure. We all make mistakes. Oh god, I cannot close the game. Oh god. Alright, I don't want to Alt F4, so I'm going to open up Task Manager and we're going to fix this up. Alright, let's reboot the game and pretend that never happened. I swear I'm good at this. I swear. Give me 1 second to reopen the stupid thing. Come on. Here we go. I'm good at game, I promise. Okay. Minor accidents. Okay. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so how do I fix this a little bit? Oh, you know what? I think also... what if I... turn off the script now? Just let me turn it off and let's just see what happens. I want to see if this will maybe make it grow a little faster, or maybe it does need the script to function correctly. I don't know. I know we're using the renewed village growth thing. I can just turn it off, I think. Just like that. Okay, so now it's off again. Let's see. you must transport passenger and mail to make it grow. You could also fund things, which doesn't really do anything. So maybe this doesn't do anything. I'll give it a second. I think it recalcs every month. Yeah, okay, so I think turning off the script doesn't actually... I think this makes it worse. There's no mail. There's no mail to transport, so it's not going to grow at all. Yeah. Alright, that's kind of unfortunate. It is not growing, it is not growing, even though there's a bajillion passengers being shuffled around left and right. The game's logic befuddles me and confuses me every single time. Turning off the script thing does make it seem like things are happening, but I don't think anything's actually happening. Yeah. I think even after trying to recalculate, it's just not... It's not doing anything. What a shame. Oh no, it is growing. Okay. It's growing slowly. And this is kind of accelerating what it should have been doing, but it's not... You know, it's fine. I'll just go back. Just go back to the save. Right. Oh my gosh, I am a little tired. Do you want to see what another save looks like? Hold on. I'll show you what like a decent, okay save of the game did look like. I used to play a lot of what's called City Builder. So if you don't know what City Builder is in this game, let's see if I can find it. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just trying to hide some stuff. Commence OpenTTD. So city builders, if you don't know what they look like, they're basically like this. Basically what happens is you have a city and you have to feed it a certain amount of things or else it will not grow. For example, this one, you need to feed it water, food, passengers, and then it'll grow fairly quickly, surprisingly, as long as you can keep feeding it materials. And so I basically, in this run, have taken over all of these different resource nodes to feed into this single city of Fondwood. We're stealing passengers from Canningworth Falls and all these other small cities like Sendington. And because I'm too lazy to make multiple, you know, separated passenger and freight networks, I have them all consolidated into the same rail lines. It's not a very smart idea, but it functions fine. And then so you have this passenger train, I think, right? Running on the same line as a cargo freight train that's bringing water into the city, and so on and so forth. That all feeds into this super centralized network. I used to be good at this game. Let me see if I can find another city that looked interesting. I think I have another one here. Let's see. I don't like this one. Give me one second. I'm trying to find a nice city builder that I succeeded in as well. Because these used to be multiplayer worlds as well. Oh, this is the best one that I ever did. Wrong one. This one here is probably the best city builder save that I have ever accomplished, and it was unnecessarily complicated. So real quick, what's going on in here is that this was my city, Diddington, the good old city of Diddington, at a population of 25k. And it did everything from consuming passengers from Aberfing Bridge, and also from all the way down here at this other city that another player was building up, and I stole their passengers. And then it feeds all into here, and then you can see like, oh, my cargo distribution, this thing produces all the goods that it needs, and then it feeds into the city, passengers, planes, everything. It was a mess. Like, this was City Builder. It's probably like my favorite way of playing this game, but you end up with so much nonsense everywhere, right? You can see like everything moving around like little ants as I'm just raking in cash. It's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it great to look at? I don't do this type of thing anymore, but maybe at some point I will. I would like to play City Builders again. I don't know, we'll see. I think I do kind of want to do something like this in the future. Anyways, let me see. Let me go back to the save that I was at. I just trying to find what folder I dumped it in. I keep forgetting to open the wrong thing. Okay. So at least you're a little more aware of City Sky. Like, this thing is like a very much a slow burn game. It's not terribly exciting to watch, even though, hey, it's getting a little better as our cities do get bigger. We make more money. Ichikawa here is finally making cash. It's making people. I could probably throw a few more trains in the Shinkansen and it would be fine. I did want to expand the main train line down here, probably to Toyokawa, and then I don't know if I would continue cutting through along the outer edge, or we could maybe flatten another section and add another city. Realistically, I think what we would do is you would cut through the mountains to end up here at maybe Marugame or Miura. Miura is approximately where real-life Kyoto is located. And we'd build around Koshi Airport, which would be the equivalent of Osaka. That's kind of like the main issues you run into this game, where the scale of the game doesn't really make a lot of sense, unfortunately, in terms of size. And the fact that you can't build diagonal tunnels is very annoying as well, because it'd be kind of nice to, but you'd have to just make multiple tunnels that are kind of diagonal, and you lose a lot of speed if you do that type of thing. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, and it's kind of like you work within the limitations of the game. Hi, Ranu, how are you? Have you played how's the Vic 3 expansion? Would you say it's worth it? Is it fun playing as countries like Japan? I just realized I do not have a single passenger station in Minami Soma. I should probably fix that. We should probably fix this a little bit. I did not realize I did not have a single connection point here. Alright, we're gonna add a bus station. Why don't we do a small bus station here? What's the best bus station spot to put in Minami-Soma? I think about here's probably okay. We'll do vertical station here. We could do these base stations, but I'm not terribly enthused by them. Yes, I tried playing the new Chinese gacha game. Is it the one that's basically Grand Theft Auto? I've seen people play it. I'm not terribly interested in it, but as long as you're having fun, I guess. Alright, let's add a new train. Where's the car depot? Okay, passenger vehicle. I want passengers only. We're gonna take the firewood coach. I'm gonna go from Minami-Soma Stores and Kasaoka Woods and just loop this a few times. So bing, bang, bang, bang. 4, timetable, automate, go. They should self-space themselves out. Fantastic. Okay, so now the city is going to grow a little bit now that we're moving passengers, in theory. Now we got to move mail around, so we'll build one mail truck. There we go. I don't know, I couldn't find it. Just build one of these things, and then haul between. Yes, that's fine. Haul between. Okay, why don't we haul between here and... Oh shoot, it's not set up for this. We gotta put a base station here. Okay, there we go. I'll just have that one run around a bunch of times. Go. Funny thing is, you don't like any of the characters here for the urban exploration. How is it though? Is it fun? I mean, as long as you're having fun, I guess. It's not for me, but hey, I'm not here to judge. You've seen my gameplay taste. I think many would say that my gameplay taste is also questionable. So, if my taste is questionable, then I'm sure all of yours is probably way worse, right? Totally how this works. I'm not gonna talk about the fact that I'm like losing $1 bajillion. I mean, you know my stance on like gacha games. We don't really play gacha on this channel because I just don't really care for it that much. Like some games I'll be like, oh, the characters are cute, and that's about the extent of my, you know, acceptance of what's going on. Oh, I can add a... Oh, you can actually add a little bit of eye candy shrines. Hold on. We can add a small park here. I think it would actually not be a bad idea. It would look pretty to have a park here. Oh my god, we could put an elementary school right by the airport. Oh my gosh, wait, you can actually add schools. These have literally no effect on the game, but they look nice. Hold up, I want to put one here. Put one of these bad boys here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, beautiful. And even at a small park to kind of go with it. Let's see. We had like a small... let's see here. Stone pedestrian street. Just kind of... like that. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, I accidentally destroyed it. Uh-oh. I'd like to put that back, please. I did not mean to destroy that. How do I put that thing back? Okay. The only thing I've seen is people were like, oh my gosh, you can date the characters. And then people were mad that you can't date certain characters because of their stature. I was just like, I don't know what you expected. This is a game that has to appeal to a mass audience. Why are you trying to date the special-sized characters? How about let's just say that much? People get up in arms about some very interesting things, is all I'm gonna say. This city's actually gotten pretty sizable. The only main issue is I just wish there were more passengers coming out of Asahikawa. Tragically, there's not enough. Alright. At the very least, this corner section of the city has gotten pretty big. We could get Yamato growing a little faster, but it's not really my priority. You know what I should have done? You know what I should have done this whole time? I don't know why I didn't do this. Make them grow even faster. I want to see the cities grow. This will recalculate at the end of the month and make it go about twice as fast in total. As long as some of its general needs are being met, it will grow. And that is what I'm looking for. I want to see growth. I want to see office buildings all around. I want to see progress. Okay, so hopefully that'll recalc soon. Unless that is as fast as we're able to make it go, despite the fact that we have everything we need in the city. I guess as fast as we're gonna go. The gachapon. I'm not surprised. But that's the thing with like those types of games, right? Like that's how they get you. They're like, oh, if you spend enough time with your favorite characters, they'll, you know, they will give you a very cool Valentine's Day scene, and they'll say happy birthday to you, and they'll do all these other things that will give you that bit of anime parasocialism, right? That's always how it is. That's always how it is. I gotta crack my back. My back is killing me. Oh my god, I'm getting old. Oh. One of these days, the back pains will go away, right? Ooh, I just saw that house. These houses are being removed for upgraded housing. Actually, it is growing fairly quickly. Like, this is, like, we're just at a point where it's like, I just have to let the game run at max speed and just hope it's gonna be fast enough to actually matter. Because otherwise, it's just a very slow, eventual build out. You can see additional houses are being built, and some of these lots are being subsumed. Obviously, we'll kind of keep the school there because it looks kind of nice. I am... God, I don't want to be called Unc. I'm not an uncle. I'm very much a normal person. I'm a very human individual. I should be playing Final Fantasy XIV. You know what's funny? So I don't know who plays Final Fantasy XIV, but I told myself yesterday that I was gonna progress through the main story so I can finish Dawn Trail. I did not actually do that. I actually sat down and decided, oh, I'm gonna solo the entirety of Palace of the Dead from floor 1 to 200. And I was like, I'm never gonna get this main story done ever at this rate. It's so bad. And this is why I'm apparently never gonna get my Final Fantasy XIV card back, because I just am so perpetually distracted. Like every time something I could do this, but I'm like, I want to do this other thing in 14 instead. I know exactly how much effort it takes. I can't believe that's what the main thing you heard. Hello. Oh no, I was reading guides and like figuring out which classes to play. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in as warrior, which by the way, I don't really know how to play. And I'm just gonna see if I can get necromancer on this by the 3rd try. Currently I am on floor set 40. So I'm making progress. Because I really want the necromancer title. So part of the reason why is the game that Palace of the Dead is based on, which is Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together, is probably my #1 favorite tactical RPG, like ever. It is more fun to me than Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, it is my favorite out of every single one I've ever played. And so I want to at least earn the honor of having the Necromancer titles because it's related to that game. Is it a stupid thing? Yeah, probably. But still, I enjoy it greatly, so I figured why not. Anyways, how are you, Alana? You like my beautiful city that's growing slowly as I continue to feed it more and more passengers? And my little wacky lines that are supposedly getting more and more passengers as well. Actually, you know what I forgot to do? Let's take a look at how much money I'm not making. Alright, so the Shimotsky local rail loop is continuing to burn copious amounts of cash. The Shinkansen continues to burn hilarious amounts of money. All the other trains are also burning hilarious amounts of money. Great. We are broke again. I don't know why, but I think it's just like the way I have the mod list set up is I'm not gonna be able to make money. This mod list kind of should have been tested a little bit more before I committed to it. But alas, this is what's happening now. Oh, I could upgrade the Shinkansen to the new one, the 400 series. Actually, because this area is getting a little bigger. Actually, can I see how much people are in each building? You actually can see how many are in here, kind of. Maybe not. Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna try to get it eventually, but I obviously can't guarantee that I'm gonna get it. I'll do the MSQ, don't worry. I will proceed. Especially because I like the new last zone. The last zone is so pretty. Hey, for those of you who are here and don't play Final Fantasy XIV, I will shill 14 for them. Play it. It's fun. It's free. Up to the expansion, Shadowbringers. I know Garm started playing it. So most of you don't have an excuse to not play it if you want to enjoy Final Fantasy with all your friends that are probably knee-deep in Final Fantasy hell, which is a very real thing for most people. Alright, let's add some stuff, because I've just kind of been gawking at everything here and not actually building anything that I should probably be building. I'm catching up. I'm just trying to make sure I beat it before Ray catches up. If Ray catches up before me, that's when it gets really bad. No, thankfully you don't. 14 is its own... Every single Final Fantasy main number is like a self-contained story. Like, it's not related to the previous games, and you can just play it independently of everything else, which is really nice. It's actually quite nice. Actually, what I'm going to do is I should probably set up a port here. I'm trying to think if I can have a boat flow underneath this. I do not remember. I might be able to. The other option is I could take over the port area and I could send a small passenger train from here to Kasaoka, and then they can transfer from Kasaoka to the main loop, and then they can figure out where they need to go from there. That's also a possible option. Wow, this thing actually makes money. If you do play, I don't know, let me know, because I think there's like a referral bonus. I'd like my gold feathers. I keep telling Ray, because she says she's got a bunch of her friends to start playing Final Fantasy XIV. I'm like, you gotta give them your code so you can collect that delicious referral bonus, because you can get like cool things from that. I think minions, mounts. What do I do with all the steel? Isn't there like a steel? There should be a plant that it can turn the steel into goods. Oh, hi Cupid, how are you? I don't know if we ever talked before, but yeah, Ray's been telling me that she's been trying to get you to play it. Slack. Okay, so I've gotten a few feathers. Honestly, I just want them for the for the paint pots. I'm like, no, I just need paint pots. I don't need anything else. Oh, we can upgrade to the international. Can I just... Oh, cool. Fantastic. All right, we got a big one now. Well, I do need the mounts eventually, because it's what, the Puntania mount, right? I don't have enough friends that have... Okay, here's the thing. I don't have enough friends who have not played Final Fantasy XIV that I can be like, hey, would you like to play the hit MMORPG with the award-winning MMORPG with a free trial? What how's the stupid copy pasta go? I can't remember off the top. I don't have this memorized. I don't have the I don't have this copy pasta memorized. Did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV is a free trial that includes the entirety of a Realm Reborn and the award-winning Shadowbringers expansion up to level 8 with no restrictions on playtime, so I don't enjoy it, or is the other day? Got it. Yeah. I'm excited for the new expansion pack. I'm excited to see what the new tank is. Listen, I am a tank main. It's time that we tanks have gotten the respect that we deserve, and we see a new tank. So, I'm glad that Yoshi P has decided a new tank is in the works. The question is, what's gonna be the weapon for the tank? That's what I really want to know. I am a tank. I'm not a masochist. I do like eating tank busters, but that's a completely unrelated thing. Eating tank busters is completely unrelated to my tanking ability. It's just a desire to see, you know, shenanigans happen. Can I make these cities grow a little faster? I need more passengers. Oh, I think if I just fling a thing in between these two, this should be fine. You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go with game script. I think what we really just need is just... yeah. Since Monster Unlocked 2014 doesn't have any restrictions, you can do all the raid content everybody is. Yeah, like not so even though it seems limited because it's only max level 80 and the max level is like 100, you will literally have so much content and it's gonna take you a very long time to actually get through it if you choose to go through it, you know, over time. Don't feel rushed, just enjoy the ride. Has always been what I recommend people who are playing 14 for the first time. It's not a race, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So just enjoy it. I'm gonna add more. I don't think I like this growth script, but I'm already kind of committed to using it. At least it's nice that I can see like a general when it's gonna get bigger. I guess we can try to get Kasaoka bigger. This would require fruit, clay. Okay, so I think the clay goes to... I need iron ore. Iron ore has to get deposited somewhere. Where is Minami Soma? I feel like that city got... Oh, it's over here. So this is fine. Okay, so I need to find a way to get this city what it needs. Okay, so we need to get milk. And we need to get the iron ore... Sand or scrap metal, china clay. It needs to be dropped into a factory, which is probably the... So we can bring the sand to the glass works. The china clay could also go to... It only goes to a port, which is really weird. There's not really an easy access port, so that's not really helpful. We have to move things around. Is that how this works? There's no steel mill either. Steel and chemicals can go there from here. We'd have to like branch it out here. We need to get fresh fruit and livestock brought in. There is a dairy here, so I could probably pull the dairy from here. And that's about it unless I build another one. Which I guess is fine. It's not that bad. I guess we'll try this. Maybe that'll get some of the requisite things moving along. Oh, there's not a lot of big dairy trucks that are available to me anymore. All the dairy trucks are articulated, I think. Let's see how this pans out. Let's design this. Asphalt road, put a truck station. Let's see. What if we do... So what if they enter... So we'll drive left, you enter on this side. You can feed into any of these deposit bays, 2 of them. There's another stack over here. So if you drive... Okay, so you drive... Oh, am I not able to do that? Wait. There we go. So drive left. Feed in here. Exit out. Back out here. And then these guys can... I don't really care how they do it, as long as they somehow get back in here. So 1, 2... I'll drive left, and then you left out. Okay, and then here you enter left side, so these this way. Okay, then I should be able to just build... Let's see. Sure, one of these is generally fast enough to move milk about. 37,000 liters of milk. That's a lot of milk. Alright. Full load here. Kasaoka dairy. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm kind of curious to see if this is going to work the way I think it does. Oh, you can't handle... I'm sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. It is not an easy game to run, I guess, if you don't have the parts. Don't worry. It's okay. It's more one of those things like if you could play it, it'd be kind of cool because it's fun to, you know, see other people. There is kind of a joy watching people play things that you've played and have enjoyed greatly, and that's kind of the same way how I feel about it. Because we're just gonna add more dairy farms, and this should try to get Kasaoka kick-started a little bit. I hope. I don't know how I'm gonna move that iron ore though. The iron scrap is like impossible to move unless I do more spaghetti over here. I'd have to do some really nasty spaghetti. And this entire area would have to become like a giant, I don't know what you want to call it. I'd have to turn this into like a giant industrial hub section. I'm trying to avoid that if I can, but I might have to do that at some point as like a complete total redo. Okay. So let's see. Is this enough milk being moved from Kasaoka Dairy to the Izumi Dairy Farm? Alright, that is a very confused looking... Okay. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. So it's at least doing what it's supposed to do. That's great. Now I have to take that food and hopefully we can use that down here. Probably dropping it off any of these locales here. I think what I have to do is actually redesign. Shoot, I know what I need to do. We're gonna blow this up, and then we're gonna add a cargo hub like this. Clean that up, and hopefully we can add the road like this. And then I should be able to move food from the dairy lane to Kasaoka Woods. I'm using a lot of cars here, which is maybe not the best way to do the game, but I think it's kind of fun watching vehicles kind of scurry about. We'll an angle from Izumi Dairy, full load, dump it at Kasaoka, which should accept food. We'll do unload here. We'll copy this a few times. I think one copy should be... 2 copies is fine. And then I also want to make sure we have spare copies of the milk truck. 2 of them should be okay. Guild Wars 2 still lag during raid response. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, if your computer's not good enough, that's fine. Don't worry. It was more like a cool... It'll be interesting, but I also understand that maybe you're not able to do so. Yes! Go, my milk trucks! Make me milk. Make me food. Make me bagged milk that we can then send off to the great powers that be. Okay, so Kasaoka is still not growing any faster. I don't know how to get what it wants. I think it's part of the problem. At least Shimotsuki is growing. You can see there's a lot more office buildings, which is kind of nice, and a lot the dense housing areas as well, which I appreciate. There we go. I will say, if you think this production chain is a little silly, there's an actual way to play the game called... God, I hate saying this. There's a way to play the game called Candyland. And it turns the production chains from like, oh, turn iron into steel and then steel into goods, into something like, I think you have to like make licorice and stuff like that. It's something really absurd. Like, you have to make sweets, I think is what it was. Yeah, you make sweets, cola, batteries, and plastics, and toys, and it's nonsense. There's a reason why a lot of people don't really play it, but it is a thing that exists. I wonder if we should upgrade the whole rail network. The problem is that the rail network's a little difficult to upgrade the way I have set it up, so... yeah, this might be not ideal. What if I upgrade the Shinkansen to the cool Shinkansen line? we may have to do that. By the way, I do like how these look. God, I hate how slow they get when they approach. The city still doesn't have enough passengers. Nagoya is too slow. We could try to improve the industry here like we did to Asahikawa. Asahikawa now needs China clay, coal, iron ore, and sand and scrap metal. Because it would go to the Minamisoma port. So I think we would take the... Is there anywhere here that makes sand? I think we'd have to take sand from Nagoya and or Minamisoma orchards and then bring it all the way over here to this port, and then that would maybe help. It's very weird, like what buildings are assigned to what town. It's not really well set up, I think, because of the way it's kind of janky. But that's kind of my own fault for designing or picking this map. This map is a mess. Oh yeah, okay, the city's growing really quickly now. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at my beautiful city. Come on, get bigger. Surely it will get big. Yeah, I don't think we've talked before. It was good to meet you. Ray talks about you and your stuff occasionally. That's all. I'm not gonna say any more than that. Or else she's probably gonna stab me. Okay, let's... Ooh, hello, I want the 400 series. Okay, so can I actually upgrade the 400 series Shinkansen? Still not making any money, that's fine. But I think we could upgrade. This train is approximately 6 years old. I don't know how to upgrade right now. It is actually hauling passengers. What if we just expand the line? Could we expand to Nogata? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna adjust the script again. I will continue to change the timeline until the growth rate is what I want it to be. I'm gonna make this 20. I want just everything to grow way faster. Kind of just kickstart everything. Even if it's a little silly, I think it makes the most sense, because I don't know how I'm gonna feed all these materials that it wants into the cities. Yeah, I still don't know how to get... It's because... Oh, you know why? I just realized? Because this dairy is not assigned to Kasaoka. That's the issue. I don't know why I didn't catch that earlier. I'm a fool. Okay. So Kasaoka needs an import of fish, fruit, livestock, or milk. Or sand. Sand would also work here. But sand dredging would come from the ocean, which is kind of hard to reach out here. We'd have to finagle some pretty insane transit network. So let me think. So if I expand this area out, let's see, there's a fish. Is there a there is a harbor here, right? So I think okay, I have a plan. I have a plan. So what I'm gonna do is I need a sand ship. Whatever isn't super slow and is kind of at least newer. Introduction date. Let's see. I think this one is fine. Fine refits. So then we're gonna have it go to the sandbank, full load, and then return here, and then full unload. I'm gonna rename this from Minamisoma Fish Market. We're gonna call this Minamisoma Cargo Hub. Okay, we'll have that go off. And we're gonna basically do the same thing. We're gonna buy a bunch of these ships, and we're gonna have them just go to the sandbanks, consume all the sand, and return back. Full load, unload, and then go off and do your job. Do it again, buy another one. My screen is probably an indecipherable mess to most people. Worry not. As long as I know what's going on, it's okay. Okay, back to the cargo hub, unload, full load, continue. Okay, so that's 3 sandbanks that at least we're consuming all the sand of. These things probably don't produce that much sand, but I think it's okay. As long as we get something going. And this thing probably has some amount of engineering supplies, which is good. It's all getting consumed immediately, though. As long as there's another port, we can probably steal it. So if we go to Minnesota port, probably steal it and then bring it to the Minnesota cargo hub, which is kind of annoying, but it can work. Engineering. Oh my gosh. All these micro little things I have to put together is insane. What's the only way to make it go faster? You give it goods in China clay, which we're not gonna find easy China clay here. We could probably fund it actually. Hold on. Fund the China clay, drop it off here, put a boat here. Okay, let's do this. Let's put a... What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a harbor, boat harbor thingy here. Put a port. Right about there's fine. Okay, so then we're gonna build whatever's fast, can carry engineering supplies. Doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be quick. So we'll throw in some of these beautiful little, I don't know what you want to call these things. The hover ships. Okay, and this just needs to go from here. Full load. And then I'm just going to drop it off at the sandbanks. Unload, and we'll try that. And then we're going to do another one, same thing. Full load at the water slide. Water slide full load, and then... Shoot. Here. Full load, and then we'll do full drop off at the sandbank. I think that should help us expedite our... trying to get it to become gung-ho. Gung-ho means that they'll produce way more materials. I think this will work. Okay, yep, so now this is enhanced. So now it's going to make even more, which will allow this to get filled up quicker. And then that'll drop off the sand over here, in theory, and then we can move the sand over to this location. The main issue is that you have to kind of time the drop-offs. I'm not really interested in timing things. I'm interested in just making it get big. Oh my goodness, they're building the roads in the weirdest spots possible. That is a very awkward road. I don't like that. How am I going to make this make sense? Oka's at least got the minimum. I think that entire playlist ended. Let's see. Victoria has some very interesting music. Melodies for the Masses. Okay. I should just listen to the entire Girls in Panzer OST. That show is great. I think the Girls in Panzer movie, the new one, is coming out at the same time that I'm in Japan. I am debating if I want to go to a theater and watch it. No subtitles, just raw dog the film, and just use my whatever knowledge of Japanese I have to consume this weird tank girl film. I'm actually considering it. Girls in Panzer is like one of the best franchises I've ever seen. I love it so much. I know exactly what save scumming technique you're doing because I've done that a bajillion times if I'm trying to do like A9 runs and I'm at the boss. I don't get it. No, that's not, you know what I mean. It's just like, I'm just gonna go sit down and watch it. It's great. There's, you know what's funny? There's actually a Girls in Panzer game for the PlayStation. I don't think it ever went on to PC, unfortunately. I think it would be kind of fun to stream it one day. I think it's called Dream Tank Match, but it's not available at all on PC. It actually went on the Switch, which is really funny. Which I think actually comes with English translation too, which is very interesting. They'll never release it in the US, but if it's released in the East, like non-Japan regions with English, then it's completely playable. Maybe I should. Could I convince people to watch me play Girls in Panzer? Oh. Dream Tank Match. Dream Tank Match. English. Let's see. I think there is an English. I think there is an English version of this thing. It is. Oh my gosh. Maybe we'll put it on the poll tomorrow and see if this is a thing that people actually want to behold. All right. Well, the city growth is way slower than I thought it was going to be with this patch, which is a little unfortunate. On the other hand, it is kind of fun watching small bits of the city or this entire area grow together, because in real life, this is how it would be. It would not be quick and fast. It would be slow, grinding, methodical. And that's kind of what we're at here. We have copious amounts of food that all got distributed, I think, which is also funny. So the food's not even there anymore. And we've got all sorts of other stuff. We're getting sand brought in here, which we'll have to bring over to the glassworks. And that'll produce goods that we can then send back around, and so on. It's basically a self-feeding loop. So you can see Minami Soma's getting big quickly, and so is Shimotsuki, but Kasaoka's been kind of stagnated for quite some time. You can see a lot of the stuff too has been replaced with larger and larger facilities as our time has gone longer in this region. So, I think I had fun. I don't know if we will play OpenTTD again. I don't know how much people really care for watching this, but I hope you at least enjoyed listening to me yap for the god knows how long. I've only been yapping nonstop for 4 hours. I don't know how I do this, honestly. How do I keep pulling this off? I think we'll do another poll tomorrow, and then we'll see what people want to experience. It could be anything. It could be something nonsensical. Maybe we'll do retro games, or maybe we'll just do more RimWorld, or maybe we'll go back to Star Sector for another day, because I know there's a lot of people that enjoy watching Star Sector. All right. I will raid Edda. I'm gonna play 14 and actually do the main story. I think if I just do the MSQ for like 1 hour a night, I can probably hammer out most of the MSQ in, I don't know, a week. And I'll be done. Or even I just play it nonstop on Friday and I'll be okay. A lot of different options. Anyways, thanks for joining, comrades. I hope you had fun. Hopefully the trains weren't boring. I wish I had more insightful things to talk about with trains, but really most of my knowledge is this train looks cool, let's do thing with train, and that's kind of how I feel about it. Oh well. Anyways, good night everyone, have a good rest and all that jazz. Yeah, say hi to Edda. She's he's a good lad. All right, goodbye. Bye Xanth. Goodbye Xanth. You came in you got your watch streak at the very last second. Congratulations. Okay, goodbye.